motherfucking piece of shit cocksucker. Mark my fucking words. I'm coming for you. For now?
Go, 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 go.
Thanks the money, stupid fuck.
I love it.
Go, 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 go.
By eBay.
Hell!
Hateful slurs. Lame brain pieces of dumb fucking hateful slurs. Why am I talking? I love it. Hey, Mr. Burnell, you there? I am present.
Right, I understand. He's claiming that he's got $5,000 a month in expenses and only $5,000 a month in income, and net's about $35.
It's Kevin's fault. I understand that people right now are so hyped for the gifted memberships, and I'm very grateful for that. I mean, thank you. But I hope that that doesn't mean that people are going to forego tipping, because that would put me in a bad situation. And in particular, I don't know why you guys, okay, why are you laughing? Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Why are you laughing? Oh, so hilarious that this guy has stuff financially tight. I literally can't afford stuff on Tuesday on my day off, and you're gonna laugh? Oh, that's funny. When you can't go and do something with your family on your day off, your one day off for the week when you're working full-time 6 days a week, that's funny, right? No, it's not fucking funny. Now shut up. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business. Grocery shopping, tips. Meal with my wife, tips. Coming up, my day off on Tuesday, tips. Nintendo Online, tips. Bills and stuff, tips. Tips are the liquidity of my business.
This one's for all my baby girls.
My life today is the best I've ever had. And I mean that. Like, every day I feel like is the best day of my life.
Your life is nothing.
I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun. Everyone hates me. I have an emptiness in my life. Oh man, there's something huge missing from my life. I need a large group of friends. All I do is sit around drinking gin all day. Ladies and gentlemen, I play mobile games. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun. Everyone hates me. I love my life. I have so much fun every single day.
You're bagging.
I love my life. I have so much fun. Everyone hates me.
You're still bagging for $10 donations and $20 donations to pay your electric bill, to pay your fucking rent, all right? I get it. I'd hate me too. See you, Phil. Have a good one.
It's been a rough year. Why does Phil always have to mention that there's a tips goal on the stream? And why does he have to mention if it's a slow day for contributions? And why does he have to bring that up? Big ups to your dad. And a very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes, and only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, I pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. I'm a positive guy. I focus on positivity. I tell you guys every day on my streams, I'm not a person who revels in hurting others to get over. I will put out positive, fun gameplay content for you guys, and I will continue to be successful that way. And if I fail, I fail, but at least at the end of the day, I can say, hey, it was a slow day. It's been a very slow day for support. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I jump on stream. Obviously, I need tips. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Very slow day for support. Been 47 minutes, and only the third tip of the day. I really appreciate that. I need that way more. Pay my taxes, pay my back taxes, pay my utilities, pay my mortgage, pay my internet bill, pay my utilities. Please tip me. I need tips tonight. I need to pay bills over the weekend. I appreciate those who contribute in any way, but please, if you can tip me, do that rather than these super chats and membership. I need that way more, okay? Now it is time. It's a segment that everyone looks forward to, one of the highest rated segments of all time that I've ever done. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Phil's day off.
What's up, Piggy? Let's get it started.
Big ups to your cat.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing dumb shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month.
Shout out to the trolls.
For those who contributed, thank you. It would be great if we get a few more tips. To make up earlier today, we did not hit the hat goal either. It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we could pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions tonight with tips. If you can. Just saying. You know, I know some people are super chatting or whatever. That helps long term. But right now, I really can help. Tomorrow's my day off. The tips I'll have for my day off, you see?
Give me money today.
Act like that. Those toxic assholes don't give a shit about anyone else but themselves. They're selfish idiots who just want to get a laugh on someone else's behalf and don't care about the repercussions of their own actions. They think they're protected because they're all anonymous on the internet, right? So here I am with an actual business being destroyed by that toxic behavior. Big ups to your cat. Me. That's what this is all about and what it's always been. Me. I care about nothing in life. Me. Human pieces of shit. Kill yourself. Me. I don't care about anyone telling me that I need to improve or change. My nigga, I have your IP, I have your name, and I have your address. I have all your fucking personal information. I will come find you in real life.
I'm gonna find out who the fuck you are. Let this be noticed live on the internet. You're fucked and you are done. I'm coming for you.
Me. That's what this is all about and what it's always been. Me. I care about nothing in life. Me. Human pieces of shit. Kill yourself. Me. I don't care about anyone telling me that I need to improve or change. Me. That's what this is all about and what it's always been. Me. I care about nothing in life. Me. Human pieces of shit. Kill yourself. Me. I don't care about anyone telling me that I need to improve or change. But let me tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. And I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person. That's why. I never would have gotten to where I am today if I just sat there constantly being negative, being angry, being upset, being jealous, crapping on stuff, shitting on stuff, hating, me. It's such a way, it's not a way to live. But these idiots actually do this and don't know that. I really have to think and I have to hope. These people just don't know better. Gentlemen, now it is time. It's a segment that everyone looks forward to. One of the highest rated segments of all time that I've ever done. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Phil's day off.
What's up, Piggy? Let's get it started.
Big ups to your cat.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing damn shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today. Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month. Garbage dump, grocery shopping, pay my taxes, pet store, pay my bills, blowing his money on mobile games, blowing his money on this and that. I'm spending all this money buying DoorDash for my business. I need to put disgusting food in the mouths of my family members. Obviously, I need tips. Yes, I spend money on mobile games. Okay? These are my life priorities. Pay my taxes.
It's my day off. Might leave the camera on and jerk off. It's my day off. Spend money on posing damn shit. It's my day off. Might go out with my bitch wife. Can't give me money today.
Obviously, I need tips.
Give me money today.
This is where my fucking money goes to every month.
Shout out to the trolls.
For those who contributed, thank you. It would be great if we get a few more tips. To make up earlier today, we did not hit the hat goal either. It's been a very slow day. It would be great if we could pick it up a little bit with maybe some contributions tonight with tips. If you can, just saying. You know, I know some people are super chatting or whatever. That helps long term, but right now I really can help. Tomorrow's my day off. The tips I'll have for my day off, you see?
Give me money today.
I'm not a children's entertainer because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer. Big ups to your dad. I eat banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I eat banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. I eat banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I eat banana, tasty banana. Please don't peel it, comes in the milk. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth.
When we hit the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control tonight.
it complements the flavor perfectly. And it's so weird because it's nothing like any other cuisine. It really isn't. I can't even tell you another cuisine that tastes like that, but it's so good. And what I like about Mediterranean food is usually when you get it, you get such a good variety of stuff. Like I got it came with hummus and pitas. You dip the pitas in the hummus, and that was delicious.
Robust.
Insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
Robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust.
They came with their rice, which is the seasoned rice. That just tastes, again, it tastes kind of different from other cultures' rices. It has peas and carrots, but it's also got this unique seasoning in it that's really good. And then also a side salad, which was like lettuce, tomato, onion,
Robust.
insanely flavorful chicken. It's not dry. It's freaking
Robust.
Give me this dipping sauce, garlic infused dipping sauce.
Robust.
I will tell you guys is thus.
Robust. Robust. Robust.
We went and got dinner. Now, this was a double-edged sword.
Because you're not rich and you're not famous and you're not this and you're not that. You had an opportunity to be, but you blew it all. And I said, well, oh well. I'm proud of that. I guess I'm proud to be a loser.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I'll be the guy on level 1.
I streamed myself masturbating.
I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy on level 1. Level 1. Married happily, paycheck to paycheck happily, meaningful relationship, meaningful life with a family. And that, by the way, I have to raise money to pay 2 big bills next week. All my utilities are due next week. Tomorrow, if I stop streaming, I would not be able to get a job. So it would be the end of my life. But outside of that, everything else is good in my life. You know what I mean? So I'll be the guy on level 1.
I streamed myself masturbating.
I'll be the guy.
Fuck life.
I'll be the for the thousands of children. I'll be the guy on level 1.
You're still on mission 1.
I'll be the guy. I'll be the thousands of
Let me
children.
tell you something. When your life is all positive instead of negative, it's a much better situation. Big ups to your dad, and I can tell you that from personal experience. Look at my life now. I have a beautiful wife. I have a beautiful life with a family, right? Everything here is so much better than what I had before. Why? Because I'm a positive person.
Why do I say I'm not a children's entertainer? Because I'm not a Muppet. I'm not here to play a character. I'm not here to pretend that I'm something that I'm not. I don't dye my hair. I don't act stupidly constantly to get attention from children. I don't do stupid pranks. You know what I mean? I don't cause drama. I'm here just to play games and have fun. I'm a legitimate gamer.
Big ups to your dad. I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't feel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Act and talk a certain way with certain mannerisms, certain over-the-top reactions, screaming at the top of their lungs, jumping, flailing, doing weird things, constantly on camera. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't feel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth, squeeze banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze banana. Banana in my mouth.
This one's for all my baby girls.
I need banana, tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth, tasty banana. I need banana, tasty banana. Please don't feel it comes in there. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze
the 250 vestry for that celebration, I'm going to debut a new vest. There we go. Celebratory bubble blow. Very nice. There's bubbles everywhere. There's bubbles all over my PlayStation 4 controller. There's bubbles on my microphone stand. There's bubbles everywhere tonight. It's out of control.
This one's for all my baby girls.
And it starts to click, you know, if someone just keeps saying sorry when they do something, they're not really apologizing, right? If apologizing isn't just words, it's I will not do this thing again because I feel bad about it. If you keep doing the thing, it's not actually an apology.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words.
You have no respect. Do you value money more than our friendship?
But that's the way of them saying, we want nothing to do with Phil at all moving forward. Let's make up a bunch of shit or twist a bunch of shit to make him sound bad because everyone hates him now anyway on the internet. So let's make him look like the villain so everyone will believe it and we'll just be washing our hands of the whole situation and we never have to deal with him ever again. And you know what? Look what's happened. Literally, no one bugs them anymore. Nothing. It's all, they're completely washed. The cans are clean.
You have no respect for people that are alive, for fucking people that are dead. You don't give a shit about anybody but yourself. You have no respect.
Apologizing isn't just words. It's I will not do this thing again.
You have no respect.
Because I feel bad about it.
He watches too much WWE. John starts getting text messages at 6 o'clock in the morning. That means it's like 2 o'clock in the morning there. So now, when you start reading them, you start looking at it, and it doesn't make any sense why he's even texting. And it's not even coherent. So you start wondering if the guy was, like, if he's been drinking and texting.
I actually admitted this last year. I'll say it again. I actually do play some mobile games. I do. All right? The ones that I play are free to play or incredibly inexpensive, like you spend $1 here or there to make progress.
This one's for all my baby girls.
Got me that gotcha. I love it. Got me that gotcha.
Alright, let me pause the music there just briefly while I try and talk to you a wee bit. So, yeah, last night was fucking nuts for the bingo. We got 5 times of a bingo win. It was one of the best bingo cards we have ever had. Pretty nuts. Now guys, what you see in front of you is everything that can go on a bingo card. And I've got it on screen because I want to know if anybody wants to either add things or remove things. And people are suggesting in the chat right now things to organic growth. See, the thing is, I don't think he's going to say that. Let me pull up Pig Go. Yeah, well, I'm happy for all these suggestions, but things like this, I'll type in organic. He has said organic 653 times in total. Although it doesn't say it a huge amount these days. He has said it 12 times in June, but he only said it 6 times in May, and he only said it 3 times in April. So he doesn't say a huge amount anymore, I feel. He said it a lot because the super chat, the members were expiring. And that's why I said it more this month than before. But I feel like it doesn't really merit being added, you get what I mean? Just because I know he probably won't mention it today. I don't feel he's going to mention... He's not going to go on about the drop of members anyway because it's already happened. He will push for it, naturally, but I don't think he's going to... Okay, he's already on here. Oh, Phil's live. Mute his ass. DSP is available on stream. Good morning all. Jasper is already tickling my legs as I try to set up. LOL. Ain't that fun. So yeah, this is a bingo card, like the full thing. If everybody wants anything removed or whatever, go for it. Might be able to hear my dog bark in the background occasionally. Annoying me bastard is. Okay, so let me think. So yeah, this is a full bingo card. Yeah, I'm ready to generate a bingo card whenever. We need a word or an action. Give more blood. Give more blood if you're still here. Pick a DSP word or action for us to search. doggo yet. No, that's no searching for doggo. That's not on the card. Dog. I'm still so annoyed I can't get my stream elements to show super chats. I don't understand what the hell's going on with it. I've tried to reload the overlays. I've logged out and back in. What about I hate to say or I hate to say but? Oh. I'm just messing about with OBS stuff, don't mind me. For the life of me, I don't know why it's not showing. Super chats, I've got it ticked off, so it should be linked up properly and all that nonsense. So annoying. So annoying. And I've got the bingo ready to go as well, although this is obviously showing that. It shouldn't be showing that. It should be showing the, what do you call it instead? The DSP screen, whatever. Anyway, I'm fucking going over the place. Give more blood. Is that your word? Have you picked okay? Sorry, I keep randomly sniffing. I am ill, by the way, guys. But I'm going to try my best not to, like, sneeze and sniff about in fucking microphone. Try my best to avoid making gross noises for you. Right, I'm going to go to Pick Pickle again. Hawk Swervers just to see if he says some things like that. Hate to say. We'll search hate to say. 1,308 results for hate to say. We'll look at the trending graph. Yeah, he's been saying it a lot lately. You know what? That's a good suggestion, Hawk Swervers. I'm going to add it right now to the list. Very good suggestion. Give more blood is okay the word you're picking for the bingo card today. If it is, we can copy and paste this into the bingo card generator. And then we can get somebody else to... I had Thus on there before, I removed it. I would argue... I actually do have that on there. I would argue it's already on there, or I think... At least I think it is. Yeah, I would argue it's already on there. Objective is not on there. Subjective, differential, microanalyze. Shitheads. Give more blood. Pick a term. Shitheads is not on the... That's not on the bingo card. Give more blood's being mean. I don't... Fuck off. Hang on. Let me search. He has said shitheads 7 times. And... He doesn't say it anymore. He's not said it in years, apparently. September 2020 was the last time he said it. Apparently, according to Big Go. Needs to come back. Okay. So if we're all happy with what's on the list here, I'm going to copy it into the generator thing. Let me change the window to show the browser. Let me go in his chat and ask him. I'm generating all bingo cards. Now I've got them all generated. Right, I'm just going to say, first person to suggest a word or action that I see in the chat now will get to pick the card. The first suggestion I see. I'm getting impatient. Dashy, thank you very much. Soundboard. Soundboard, we have 288 bingo cards for soundboard. So now I need somebody to pick a number between 1 and 289. Anyone pick a number between 1 and 289? I'll go to that bingo card. Dale Zepper, you were first with 78. So the 78th bingo card, which will take over the 79th, because if people can stop saying numbers now, it's okay. I've already got the things. So this looks like a bingo card for today, guys. The one on the right hand side here. So are we all happy with this bingo card? Lean and ban, defense mode, touch his face, drama, behind the scenes. Twitch, meaningful, variety, positive, time. Good talk, you guys, snort, Twitter, chill. I would argue, soundboard, leg slap, hands through the hair, Jasper. Dumb close up, arm flail, years ago story, crowdfunded, and derail. I think that's quite a solid card. I'm very happy with that card. So let me very quickly save this for the bingo. 2 seconds, guys. Just saving the damn thing. Okay. We'll save it and then we'll have some more Meerkat music playing while we wait for Phil to go live. So yeah, I'm always happy to add more terms and actions and that shit to the bingo card if needed. They kind of generate good variety and everything else. But yeah, that's the bingo card for today. I'll close that, and there's Phil's stream right now in the chat and all that. So let me just get this properly set up. Oh, and of course I'll play the Meerkat's music again. So here we go. More Meerkat music, but I'll get properly set up and wait for the pre-stream to start.
Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. It's WWE Champions time. I'm stupid. WWE game plays like Candy Crush. Moving gems around, breaking colored gems. I love it. Again, it's pay to win. The more money you sink into it, the more characters you can summon, the higher chance you'll get the better characters, etc., etc. All right? Got me that? Gotcha. I love it. Got me that? Gotcha. Begging for fucking tips and shit on street. Gotcha. Got me that? Gotcha. Thanks for the money, dummies. Supercar. That was a mobile game I played like 5-6 years ago, a lot. For about a year, I played it pretty hardcore. All right, even at that point, that was before everything kind of fell apart with YouTube and everything. I was putting a little bit of money into it. I was playing for the top cards. I was playing the shit out of that game, okay? After about a year, they launched what they called Season 2, which reset all the cards in the game and made all your progress essentially worthless. And I said, this game fucking sucks. What a complete waste of time that this was, all right? Today, some shithead hater will take something that I say out of context, and a ton of morons will watch that video. So within a day or two, that video will get like 5,000 views. While my daily gameplay videos each are getting, what, like 1,000 views, if that? Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life. It became a meme, right? The meme was to hate on me. What are the legitimate reasons? At first, there were. But over the years, are you shitting me how I've changed, like how different I am now? There is nothing fucking legitimate you could do. But the shit these people say and do, the insane amounts of slander and defamation about me, that's just untrue on the internet. There's no way I could ever, in any capacity, legally or otherwise, there's no way I could even dispute 99% of the shit they say because of the insane amount of it that they say. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane. This is fucking toxic. Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not? YouTube doesn't care. Illegal, immoral, harmful, fucking toxic. This is insane.
This is fucking toxic.
Cuck life, 100%. Live the life of the cuck. Why not?
I just want you guys to understand that that means the world to me when I get a message like that. Like, it's been tough. You know, my life has been tough over the last decade. It has. And when I read a message like that, I'm sorry that I'm tearing up like a baby. But when I read a message like that, it makes me feel like it was worth it. You know, like all the shit that happened to me and all the stress and the mental shit that I go through on a daily basis, sometimes, that is worth it because there's people out there who got something out of all of this. You know, it wasn't just some dickhead in front of a camera, you know, doing stupid videos, that it actually meant something to people. And that means the world to me, that there's people out there that, you know, for a decade, that they've been watching me and they've been following me and they've been watching my life evolve and how I become a better person, you know?
My name is Richard.
My health is starting to fail. I'm a continual failure on losing weight. My YouTube channel went from 8 million views a month to 200,000 views a month. I live off the charity of others. I haven't seen my penis in probably 8 years. I'm bigger now than I've ever been. I have trouble sleeping. I don't take care of myself the way I should. And I basically have to play games for a living that I fucking hate. Welcome to Band World.
This is a Liquid Richard production.
Big up Liquid Richard. Let's play these games. These games are about to be fucking played. Come on. I'm not smoking weed. Fuck you!
Every farce I be ripping your baby mama, she be spitting. When I slap her bitch ass, then tell her get back in the kitchen.
Fucking that food ain't gonna cook itself. Motherfucker, you know me, I'm always about them top shelf. Hoes with flows and unstoppables. Hoes with flows and unstoppables. Hoes with flows and unstoppables. I don't know. Richard Pepsi Banquet, listen, all flying diet. Richard Pepsi Banquet, listen, all flying diet. Surgery, real talk, automobile wreck sniffer. Automobile wreck sniffer, real talk. You know I'm riding off beat to the point I don't care. Unprepared for the ways I was always ensnared. The flights of my physical proportion, thinking damn, why didn't that busted condom just rally to an abortion? I don't give a fuck. 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 I don't fuck. Yo, Richard, you got any of those pillies Kenny been begging?
I just wish my life was simpler.
All right, Redneck, welcome to Band World. Big up Liquid Richard. Perma-ban his bitch ass. Seriously, fuck you. If you continue to say Richard, whether you're a sub or not,
I'm just going to get rid of you for 24 hours.
I'm banning anybody trying to give me advice. All right, ban everybody. Shut the fuck up. You fucking dick sucker. Shut the fuck up. Ban these guys, dude. You fucking dick sucker.
I don't give a fuck, man. I got hate my fucking life at this point.
Welcome to Band World. Band World. Band World. Band World. Shut the fuck up. You fucking dick sucker. Shut the fuck up. Ban these guys, dude. You fucking dick sucker.
I don't give a fuck, man. I got hate my fucking life at this point.
Welcome to Band World. Band World. Band World. Band World. Sleep all goddamn day. Play the same fucking games over and over and over again. All day. Barely able to walk. All day. You get banned. Barely talk. And you
fucking mods. This is why you get banned. Banned J squared as well. Welcome to band world, buddy. Get the fuck out. Welcome to band world, buddy. Why? There's a reason I'm 30 goddamn one. Gray hair, gray beard. Real talk. There's a reason I'm 30 goddamn one. Gray hair, gray beard. Real talk.
I don't give a fuck, man. I got hate my fucking life at this point.
Welcome to band world, band world, band world, band world. Shut the fuck up. You fucking dick sucker. Shut the fuck up. Ban these guys, dude. You fucking dick sucker.
I don't give a fuck, man. I got hate my fucking life at this point.
Welcome to band world, band world, band world, band world. Shut the fuck up. You fucking dick sucker. Shut the fuck up. Ban these guys, dude. You fucking dick sucker. Welcome to band world, band world, band world, band world. My name is Richard.
I am Darkside Phil. Oh my god.
I really need to make this fucking money.
I need that money. I really do. I need that money. I'm done. Why am I poisoning? What? Why am I toxic?
Get this fucking
Why am I toxic?
Get this fucking
Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a loser. Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a loser.
I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Why are you doing this to me? I just can't do it. Real talk, why? Ban anybody who says they have bad luck. Ban anybody who says they have bad luck. We made $1 and lost 1 subscriber. So you guys earn 3 minutes of commercials. I don't spill my fingers. I touch my face. Did something that's a twitch. Did something that's a twitch. Got no bitch in my blood. 0 bitch in my blood. Honestly, straight life in people's faces. I don't spill my fingers, right?
That was my depression. I need that money. Pay my bills, electric bill, the internet bill. That was my depression. I need that money. Pay my bills, electric bill, the internet bill.
I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Like, why are you doing this to me? I just can't do it.
Why am I toxic?
Get this fucking
Why am I toxic?
Get this fucking
Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a loser. Phil's a faggot. Phil's fat. Phil's a loser. Phil's a loser.
We are live, guys. Ready to go.
Good morning, everyone.
Go back to
How's it
Super
going?
Cups and get your $5 back,
Welcome to the
jabroni.
Pre-Stream Podcast. Today is Monday, the 20th of June, 2022, and I welcome you all here to the stream. Normally, this would be my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and I'd be saying, guys, it's time to wrap up an awesome streaming week. But this week is a special extended week.
Profit super chatted £6.21.
That's right.
A tenner
Not
for
only am
some
I
good
streaming
old
today, but I'm
stinky
also
weed.
streaming all day tomorrow. So we've got an extension of content for all of you, and I hope that you guys are excited for the fact that we are going to have an extra streaming day. Okay? So, a few
Give Blood
things.
Dead
First of all,
Chan
just so
super
you know,
chatted
Jasper
£2
Kitty
by
is in the office
TKs.
today. He may or may not be here all.
Alright, this is a bit of a chaotic start. Thank you very much, Give More Blood, for the £2 you sent earlier on, sent by TKX. Thank you, Prophet. for a £6.21 super chat, $10 American, but that's how it converts to in UK money. A tenner for some good old stinky weed. I am going to very quickly. Fuck it, I'll just. Give me a second here. I need to fix. You know what? I'm going to assume nobody's going to super chat again, so fuck it. We're just going to rewind it and play on. But thank you very much for the contributions, guys. I'm going to restart, definitely. Or I can quickly go to Stream Elements now and disable text to speech. What do people think?
Money, yeah,
oh, yeah. Redskins, Loopy has subscribed to the channel. Fantastic.
Money, yeah.
Right.
Money.
With a chaotic start, I know. Right, I'm just going to very quickly disable text to speech. So just give me a second, guys. I'm going to just do that for a second. Sorry, this Stream Elements. I don't know why it took so long for Stream Elements to like kick in and show the super chats. But yeah, just give me a wee second. I know this is the damn thing. We've got this. I'm going to just hide the fucking YouTube chat for Phil's end because it's not even up to date now in live because it's going to go behind. Right, my overlays. Edit this. Here we go. Give me a wee second, guys. Bear with me. Right, member alert. Text to speech settings. No, do not enable text to speech. Okay, that should be that. I'm just going to hit save. I'll tell you what I'm going to do as well. I'm going to play Profits one more time, make sure. It's coming through twice. Sorry, guys. Just bear with it.
Profit super chatted £6.21. A tenner for some good old stinky weed.
Right, okay, this is a bit of a shit show. I'm sorry, guys. Let me just. I thought I'd fixed it, but. Oh wait, I need to fucking save it, don't I? God damn it, I'm an idiot. Hang on, hit save. That should be that now. Okay, I'm going to assume that's that. I need to fix it for this one as well, I think. Because I've got two different things. Layers, settings, text settings. Alert box. Sorry, almost there, guys. No, it's not member alert, it's super chat alert. This is a bit of a shit show, I'm sorry, guys. Wee slight delay. Right, text to speech settings. Enable text to speech. No. Hit save. Right, so that should be us pretty close to that now. That should be us okay. Right. Okay. Right. Gonna do lines fill. Here we go. We're gonna go again. Look, just should show that. Right. Are we all ready? Are we all good? Sorry about that, guys, but we are back to normal. Here we go. Take two. Thank you very much for giving more blood and profit.
Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Hello, and welcome to the Pre-Stream Podcast. Today is Monday, the 20th of June, 2022, and I welcome you all here to the stream. Normally, this would be my final consecutive streaming day of the week, and I'd be saying, guys, it's time to wrap up an awesome streaming week, but this week is a special extended week.
I'm bored already.
That's right. Not only am I streaming today, but I'm also streaming all day tomorrow. So we've got an extension of content for all of you, and I hope that you guys are excited for the fact that we are going to have an extra streaming day. Okay? So, a few things. First of all, just so you know, Jasper Kitty is in the office today. He may or may not be here all day, but he's allowed in here today if he would like. Right now, he's currently playing with my charge cable for my headphones. Which is fine as long as he doesn't bite it. If he starts biting it, then I'm going to get upset. I don't want him to get electrocuted. But, yeah, he's in here. He might be jumping around. As you know, he likes to jump in front of the TV or jump on the chair or, you know, do funny things when he's in here, which is awesome. I like having Jasper Kitty in here. I'm giving him pets right now. All right, don't chew the wire, you nut. He wants to chew the wire. Anyway, so So, how's everyone doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a great weekend. You know, yesterday was a double holiday, both with Father's Day and Juneteenth. Now, I know that some people are celebrating Juneteenth today because yesterday was a Sunday. And because it was on a Sunday, that meant that things like banks and government agencies were already closed here in the United States. So some people are celebrating the holiday today. I don't really know how many people are celebrating it or how you would celebrate it, honestly, because it's brand new, right? It's only been around for a year, and this is the first year it's being federally observed as a holiday. I think we'll fall more into a set rhythm of how it gets celebrated, you know, in future years. This is kind of a weird oddball year. It was a double holiday. So if you had a great weekend, awesome. If you didn't get caught up on all the stuff I was doing over the weekend, I did a ton. So just to summarize some of the stuff that I did, finished up my coverage of PlayStation Plus Premium, which is the highest tier PlayStation Plus service available right now. And that service covered a lot of stuff. I mean, we're talking classic games, streaming of PS3 games, PS4, PS5 games, and all the like, even a game trial I tried with Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. So 9 hours of coverage of that is now live on DSP Gaming, okay? In addition, I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Shredder's Revenge, and did my second run through it co-op on the hardest difficulty with the unlockable secret character Casey Jones. And that is currently live here on DSP Gaming as well, for those who missed it. I also made some good headway in Skyrim this weekend, basically getting to the very tail end of the Dawnguard DLC, and when I play it again later tonight, it looks like we're going to finish up Dawnguard and head into the actual end game of the playthrough after some 6 months of playing it, okay? And then on top of all of that, one of the other awesome things that I did was I started up a playthrough of Toy Story 2 on the PlayStation 1 per your request. How did that come about? Well, as I was exploring all the content in PlayStation Plus Premium, Toy Story 2 is one of the original PlayStation 1 games that was added to the service and fully upscaled to be in HD. Now, I know that sounds weird. You're like, a PS1 game with its outdated camera, outdated controls, but it's upscaled to be HD. Yeah. It is weird. It looks weird as I play it, for sure.
Give me a second, guys. I just want to check something. Yeah, he's touching his face. That's definitely a face touch.
Now, I know that sounds weird. You're like,
Yeah, he's touching his face. Okay.
A PS1 game with its outdated camera, outdated controls, but it's upscaled to be HD. Yeah. It is weird. It looks weird as I play it, for sure. But as I was checking out these games in the PS Plus Premium Exploration, a lot of people noted that Toy Story 2 was a very nostalgic game from their childhood that they had played, and a lot of people, quite frankly, had suffered with because of wonky controls and a bad camera, and they were interested in seeing me play it too. Now, I like the Toy Story series of movies. I've seen every one of them. So I said, why not? And I started a playthrough of it last night. I'm pleased to announce not only was it very fun and entertaining for me to play, even with all the rages and fails that I had, but people absolutely loved it. I'm shocked at the positive reception I'm getting to the playthrough already. So I'm happy about that, and I will be continuing on with that over the course of this week, okay? So pretty cool. And I'm having a great time this week. Now, it's funny because if you look at what else is going on this week, not a heck of a lot in the realm of new releases. In fact, every single new release this week is a retro game. And it's funny because I've been telling you guys about a month ago that I was planning on doing some retro stuff for the summer. Well, guess what? The summer starts tomorrow here in the United States, and all that's available to play are retro games. Seriously. So it's funny how things kind of come together. Now, I'm doing my best to give you a variety of stuff. I don't want to do one type of retro game or get stuck playing only one game, and then it gets boring, okay? So I'm doing my best here.
This is nuts.
Here's what we're doing for
Look
this
at this
week.
already.
Let's go through the schedule. I think many people will be interested if you like retro. If you're not into retro, I'm sorry. I'm not exactly sure what to tell you. This is what's coming out now. There's nothing really new coming out till the very end of the month. And then after that, till the middle of July. So we've got to do stuff as like downtime content in order to fill the time. And I've got great ideas, but they're pretty much all retro, okay? So let's talk. Today, what are we doing? We're doing something completely different. Something I've actually never done before. When you look back
to the old days of formative games on consoles. You think of classic consoles like the Atari and the Nintendo Entertainment System, okay? When Nintendo Entertainment System was released, or the Famicom in Japan, there were tons of games that came out that were groundbreaking, new attempts to do something that had never been done before. And some genres tried to delve into topics that people were not used to, such as horror, right? Imagine that, at that point, most games were about blips and bloops and shoot some space aliens or, do some hopping on weird creatures or do some kind of adventure survival. There was nothing that really delved too deep into horror. And so, when the Castlevania franchise released, people were blown away. It was a franchise that took pretty much all the classic Hollywood movie monsters and translated them into video game enemies in a really unique, side-scrolling, platforming combat adventure game. But one of the most notable things about the Castlevania franchise was its difficulty. Unlike a lot of other games that were easy to jump into, Castlevania, although on its surface seems simple, once you start getting heavily into the game, it gets incredibly difficult. Some people rage at these games peripherally and never beat them. They just, eternally angry at Castlevania because they're so hard. For a lot of people, Castlevania is a rite of passing, meaning unless you can beat these Castlevania games, you're basically not good at video games. I remember back in the day, it was kind of like one of those, what do they call them? Like, not a milestone, but something that judges if you've matured enough or you've become a real gamer. I know that sounds really stupid, but for a lot of people, there were certain games. For example, Castlevania franchise, but also the Ninja Gaiden franchise, and then Ghosts and Goblins, which then has sequels called Ghouls and Ghosts, Super Ghouls and Ghosts. Like, they were the unholy trilogy of incredibly difficult classic games on Nintendo consoles that if you could beat any of them, you've proven your worth. Okay? Now, in a moment, I'm going to give you the history of me and Castlevania. I don't want to get to it yet because I want to go through the schedule for the rest of the week. But we were talking over the last couple of weeks about what's something that I could do for downtime coming up, because I know outside of some other retro games coming out, there's going to be opportunity for big chunks of downtime. And although we have a viewer's choice playthrough coming up, which we'll talk about in a moment, because over the next week I'm going to sit down and make the polls for that, and you guys will work on voting on that. There's really not much else going on. And I said, well, here's a few things that we could do. Maybe Super Mario Brothers 2 and the like. But then it kind of, I had an epiphany. I was like, man, Castlevania is a franchise that I've always liked, and I've played and dabbled in before, but I've never done major coverage of it on my channel, and I've never actually beaten the classics. Yeah, unlike a lot of other people who played NES, I never beat them. I rented them every once in a while. I particularly remember playing Castlevania 3 and 4 as rentals and liking the games and then getting my ass handed to me and not getting too far in them. Thinking, gee, if I'm ever going to beat these games, I need to own them, and I just never got around to buying them. So I have history with them, but being that I have never...
Yeah, money, oh, money, yeah, money.
Oh, good, I fixed it, so it's not going to... Actually, it's a super sticker, I think, so it's not got a message to read out. I think I fixed it anyway. Thank you very much, Crazy Kevy Castro, for the... I don't know what NOK is, but it translates to £8.31. Thank you very much for that indeed. I greatly appreciate it. And that's a pretty cool super sticker, if that's what it is. I've got no experience with this. Anyway, I should probably turn down the volume on that, but I'm just going to pause it every time something happens, so we don't miss Phil in a bingo. So, thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Actually tackled this series head on before. I felt like this would be a good opportunity. Now, incidentally, as we've been talking about this over the past couple of weeks, my viewers would say, hey, did you know there was a collection that was just recently released a couple of years ago? And I was like, no, I didn't know that. It's called the Castlevania Anniversary Collection, and it spans like 9 or 10 games. It's basically the original Castlevania trilogy on the Nintendo, Super Castlevania, which is Castlevania 4 on the Super Nintendo, Castlevania Bloodlines on the Genesis, which incidentally I've already played. We did the Genesis Mini a few years ago, and I did play a full playthrough of that game back then, okay? But then also, there's other spin-offs in here, Game Boy games, of all things. So I think it's like 4 or 5, I think it's like 8 or 9 games in the collection, something like that, okay? Now, obviously, you want to start at the beginning. So today I'll be starting with Castlevania 1. And we're going to see
where did all these games come from, right? Where was their origin? This is the first idea when it came to what Castlevania would be. I'm sure it's insanely outdated, and I'm sure I'm going to lose a million times, but that's fine. That's all part of the adventure, right? We'll see. I don't even know how long Castlevania 1 is because I've never played it to fruition. Like I said, I distinctly remember playing Castlevania 3 and 4. I couldn't even tell you if I ever played Castlevania 1. I might not ever have, okay? So, and Crow is saying, well, technically you beat Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Do you not consider that a real Castlevania game? When I'm talking about Castlevania, I mean the origins, the real games, okay? Technically, over the years, I've played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. I've played Lords of the Fallen 1 and 2. There's other ones, but there was another one, too, that was, I think, a port of one of the Game Boy Advance games that was ported for console, and I ended up playing some of it. I don't know if I ever beat it. I might have. But I'm talking about real mainline, mainstream origins of Castlevania. I've never done it, okay? Like I said, these games were like the rite of passage back in the day. If you beat them, you proved your worth, and people could respect you as a gamer because you beat one of the hardest games ever, you see? So, today we're tackling Castlevania 1. I don't know how long it is. I don't know how hard it is. And I don't know if we'll get very far today or if we'll beat it today. Like, I have no frame of reference for this at all. I really don't. The good news is we have no limits here because I have the collection. So if we beat one, we could easily head on to another one or whatever you want to do. I believe this collection does have save states and things like that, which is good because if I die and I have to start the whole level over, I'm probably going to lose my mind. And here's the thing. Am I trying to prove that I'm a fucking purist? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I'm so good. I'm going to beat these games legit without using any kind of a save state or whatever. No. At the same time, I don't want to cheat either. I'm going to be doing my damnedest to legitimately do well in the games, but understand that I'm a streamer and a content creator as well as a gamer. This is me trying to make entertaining content for you. And if I'm stuck on the same level for half an hour, that's not entertaining anymore. I mean, go back last year to when I was playing, what was it, Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection or whatever, and how I got stuck on entire stages for entire streams. Okay? I think we want to make actual progress. So, it's going to be a mix of me trying to do legitimate progress and doing my damnedest, and if I get stuck and I can't, then if we need to do save states, we will. But let's see how it goes today, okay? Cool. So I'm excited for this. By the way, if you've never played the classic Castlevanias before, you're in for a treat. Some of the best retro 8-bit music ever composed for the NES is in these games. Every single Castlevania game has this crazy good, catchy song that catches in your head and you get stuck in there and you can't get it out. It's that good. The music is absolutely outstanding. Okay? So I'm excited for this, and I hope you guys are too. Should be a great stream of me exploring classic Castlevania today, and I'm curious to see how far we get and, you know, what kind of progress I'm in. We'll find out. Okay? Cool. All right. That's today's main gameplay stream. Tonight, on the late stream, it is Skyrim Anniversary Edition continuing on, and we're going to finish up the Dawnguard DLC. There's actually not much left in it. I believe we have one more shrine to find. Then we go to a temple. I believe we get Oriel's bow, and then I think we head back to the vampire headquarters, and there's a big fight against Harkon. I think that's the end of it. So we're pretty close to the end, and we're definitely going to wrap that up tonight. And then after that, we head back into mainstream Skyrim, and I'm sure there's a few odds and ends left that I haven't done. There's probably a few quests and things that people will be interested in seeing me do, but for the most part, we're in the home stretch. Another couple of streams of Skyrim after tonight, and I think we're done with the game. So let's see how far we get tonight, okay? And then tomorrow, which, yes, I am streaming on a Tuesday, it's more Castlevania Anniversary Collection on the main stream, and then on the late stream, it is more Toy Story 2, okay? And that's the streaming week. I'm off on Wednesday. Now, when I get back on Thursday, we immediately head into new release content, okay? Sonic Origins releases this coming Thursday, and Sonic Origins is a collection that covers all the classic Sonic games. Much like I'm playing Castlevania Anniversary Collection, Sonic Origins is the same thing for Sonic the Hedgehog. Excuse me. So, it covers Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, which is the combination of those two games together, and Sonic CD. I don't know if it has anything else, but I know it has all those 5, or I guess you could say 5.5 games in it. Now, that being said, I've already played Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 just a couple years ago. When I got my Genesis Mini, I want to say it was like the fall of 2020 or something like that. Or was it the fall of 2019? Something like that. We played through both. And I don't know if you guys want to see me play through them again. I'd be willing to. But it's kind of like just redoing what I kind of just did recently. Now, on the flip side of that, I have never played Sonic 3 for anyone. I've never played Sonic and Knuckles for anyone. I've never played Sonic 3 and Knuckles. And I've also never played Sonic CD. So these are all games that would be first-time playthroughs for me when I play them. Okay? So, I don't know what to do on Thursday. I might leave it to you guys. Maybe we'll do a poll on the pre-stream to determine exactly what it is that you guys want to see for Thursday's stream. But I guess we'll figure it out on the fly. Okay? Anso Kamaru says, do you know if Sonic CD will have the American or Japanese soundtrack? Because the American is trash, but the Japanese is legendary. You know, it's funny. I don't know. And the thing is, I don't know the difference because I first played Sonic CD on PC. We had bought a PC in the 90s. And it came with Sonic CD as the game tie-in, and it ran beautifully on PC. It was like really good, and of course having the CD quality music for the first time blew me away. And that soundtrack was outstanding, so I have to assume that this PC version probably had the Japanese soundtrack because that was really good music. Okay, so that's Thursday. Now, what are we doing exactly? I don't know. You guys could help me determine that on Thursday when we start playing the collection, okay? By the way, this collection apparently has some remixed music, has some improved graphics, and some, I guess, new gameplay elements. I don't even know what they are, but that's what everyone's saying, that there's all new stuff in this collection. So I'm stoked to check it out, okay? Then on Thursday night, we're going to do more Toy Story 2. Jasper Kitty is flat like a pancake. Well, he was. He was completely squished underneath the bottom tier of my stand behind me here on the floor, and I saw his tail sticking out. Now that I said Jasper, he came out. He's hiding. He's being so cute. Anyway, so Thursday night, more Toy Story 2. Now, from what people are telling me, the game's only about 6 hours long. As of tonight, I'm already 3 hours in. So after playing it tomorrow night and then Thursday night, I might beat the game. So we'll see, okay? Then on Friday. Friday for me is a very special day, a big one. I don't know about you guys. For me, it's special, and here's why. Friday is the release of the Capcom Fighting Collection. Now, I grew up in arcades in the 90s. Those are my formative years as a gamer, playing arcade games against other people in person. Actually got a lot of my social skills and broke out of my kind of antisocial mode at that point in my life because I was very kind of introverted. And going to arcades allowed me to be more extroverted, to play games at a good competitive level, to be proud of my accomplishments, to stand up to competition. You see? Definitely formative years for me. This collection has a wide variety of games, all right? The entire Darkstalkers franchise, every version of Darkstalkers ever released, and that is the fighting game that features all monsters. It's kind of funny, we're playing Castlevania, and then later on this week, we're playing the fighting game with Hollywood movie monsters in it. It's like the ultimate tie-in week here. Like, everything relates to everything, okay? So, all the Darkstalkers games are in this collection. But also, some other arcade favorites from back in the day, including Red Earth and Cyberbots. Those were not necessarily games that were played competitively, but they're fun combat-style games in their own right. Also, Gem Fighter Mini Mix and Super Puzzle Fighter 2 Turbo. One is a game that's actually a puzzle game based in the Street Fighter universe. The other is a spin-off that takes the small, cartoonish, almost chibi-looking characters from the puzzle game and makes a fighting game out of them. Kind of weird. Particularly, I remember, it's not a very competitive game. It's not balanced well at all. There's a few characters that are completely dominant, and it's not meant to be competitive. At the same time, it's still kind of a silly party game. So all those are in there. For me, the big one in that collection is Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition. So what this game is, it's essentially a celebration of Street Fighter 2, okay? What it does is it takes every version. There's 5 versions of Street Fighter 2. World Warrior, Champion Edition, Hyper Fighting, Super, and Super Turbo. And it combines all 5 into one game. So you can select a character from World Warrior and face them against a character from Super. And also you can put up the horns when you do so. Yeah, it's pretty neat that you could do that. And this game came out in 2006. At the time, a lot of people liked it. Then, after playing it competitively, a lot of people were like, it's not super balanced. Well, it's not meant to be. It's meant to have the best characters from every version. So, for example, World Warrior or Champion Edition Guile are incredibly good. Champion Edition Bison is incredibly good. All right? But then some of the Super Turbo versions of characters like Balrog and Vega are incredibly good. So actually having these different versions face off against each other in one game is a pretty neat thing. The game basically had traction for about a year in 2006 and was played competitively and people really liked it. But then they dropped it at EVO and decided they wanted to have a different collection that essentially was worse because it found out that it had tons of input delay, and then they dropped that one too. So it was pretty dumb because the game actually was really good and was dropped after a year, mostly because EVO made an executive decision they didn't want to have it anymore. So it's exciting for me to have this game back. I was one of the top players in the USA at this game. Every tournament I went to, I was winning. Seriously, that year I traveled all over the country, and I was winning almost every tournament I entered. There was very few exceptions where I didn't win an Anniversary Edition tournament that I had entered. Okay? So, I'm excited for this game to be revived on Friday. So here's how I'm covering it. On Friday and Saturday, all day long, it's coverage of Capcom Fighting Collection. The daytime streams will be 3-hour blocks of offline coverage, meaning I will take each of these games and play through their arcade modes with a various different character to look at the differences between them, to experience them for the first time. In the case of Red Earth, Cyberbots, I've never played those games before. It'll be my first experience with those games ever, okay? And then we'll play through all those campaigns and really understand what they are offline. But then on the night streams, I'll be doing multiplayer. I fully expect there's going to be multiplayer at first of every game, but really, once the dust settles, I expect that there'll be 1 or 2 versions of Darkstalkers that will be kind of agreed upon as the competitive ones. I'm thinking Vampire Savior 1, but maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe someone will choose something else. Definitely Hyper Street Fighter 2 Anniversary Edition is going to be one of the competitive games people are going to play. And I think, actually, I know this sounds silly, Gem Fighter Mini Mix. It's not a competitive game. It's a silly party game, but I think people will actually be playing it online because it's such a silly game. So, I'll be doing multiplayer Friday night, Saturday night, okay? So, we got Sonic and Toy Story on Thursday, and then we got Fighting Game Marathon Friday and Saturday, okay? For the rest of the week, hold on, because I want to pull up the rest of the schedule to make sure I'm not saying the wrong information. That Sunday, we'll go back to Sonic Origins for the main gameplay stream, and then that Sunday night, we will either do more Skyrim, as we'll be in the home stretch of the game, or, excuse me, or we can also do some more Castlevania, because after playing Castlevania only twice, obviously there's going to be desire to see more. There's no way I'm going to beat the entire collection, so that's going to be an ongoing game that I'm going to be playing too, okay? So, I'm excited, and I hope that you guys are too. That is correct, Crow. He says, I'm getting the game for both consoles. Yes, I already have announced I'm going to be getting Capcom Fighting Collection, both for the Xbox and the PlayStation. All right? So, yes, I'll be able to be playing it multiplayer on both. I'm not sure. Maybe Friday night I'll play it on Xbox. Saturday night I'll play it on PlayStation. Who knows? We'll figure it out, okay? But it should be fun to have both and be able to go between the two for maximum competition at launch as well. So I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this week. It's going to be a fun, special, retro-themed week. Now, along with all of that going on, all right, in addition to that, there's also going to be, there's also going to be voting for the Viewer's Choice playthrough. You guys have been nominating games for literally 2 weeks now, all right? What I need to do is have a chance to sit down, look at your nominations, form a poll, and post that up for you guys to start voting on. I've not had a chance to do that yet. I'm hoping over the next week I will have a chance. So maybe by this weekend, you guys can begin to vote during the last week of June on what game you want for Viewer's Choice. whatever game ends up winning the poll will be played as a full playthrough starting in either very late June or early July for variety purposes. So that way it's not all retro stuff. We'll have another game in the mix as well. Okay? And then on top of that, of course, we got an upcoming event, a new React event, where I'll be doing a special marathon day where I do a bunch of React style content to other videos from the internet, plus a live episode of Feasting with the King, plus my latest, only second fantasy match in WWE 2K22. I'm going to be doing a 30-man over-the-top rope fantasy battle royal. When I did this a couple months ago, you guys loved it and said, do another one. So I'm doing another one in this next React event, okay? So there you go. Big thumbs up. I'm excited. Hope that you guys are excited too, okay? Very good. All right. I'm just trying to think off the top of my head if there's anything else going on. Someone was saying PayPal wasn't working. PayPal is working because I got a tip already. But if it's not working for you, meaning maybe the button's grayed out, it's a known glitch with PayPal. Okay, here's what goes on with PayPal. You want to send a tip. You click on my tips link. You put in your information to log in under YouTube or whatever it may be to prove that you're real. And then when you go to tip, the button's grayed out. Oh, crap, what happened? It's a glitch. So here's what you do. Click on the tips link. Oh, okay, it's not working. Click on the tips link again. I know that sounds silly, but you have to do it twice because when you click on the tips link and you log in, there's a known glitch where sometimes it blocks you from tipping again. So if you click on the tips link a second time after you've logged in with your information, everything should work. I know it's really stupid. It is really stupid. But there you have it. If you want to tip, that's how you do it. Okay, if it glitches. Okay. Now, ladies and gents, what I would like to do is talk a little bit about Castlevania, the history of Castlevania that I know, and my personal history with Castlevania, okay? Since we're going to be playing it today. So, as I stated already, Castlevania was considered one of the unholy trilogy of games on the Nintendo Entertainment System back in the day. There was the Castlevania franchise, the Ninja Gaiden franchise, and then Ghosts and Goblins. Whoa. Whoa. We already went there last year, so we don't have to talk about that one again. Okay? But basically, these three games were absolutely known as the hardest games on NES at the time. And at least I should say the hardest games of quality. There were very difficult games on NES, but a lot of the hardest ones were just shitty games. That's why they were hard. You know, they weren't made to be good games. These were good games that were also difficult. So it was like, man, if you can beat these games, you really proved your mettle as a gamer at the time. Now, the Castlevania series is quite interesting because each game in the series kind of innovates in a new way. Unlike a lot of other games where they just throw out a shitty sequel that, oh, here's the same game, slap on a fucking number 2. Castlevania never did that, all right? So in the original Castlevania, it introduced side-scrolling survival adventure, really. Because before then, it was like a lot of, super action-based side-scrolling, platforming, and stuff like that. But this game is about resource management. You have to be sure to have enough throwable items to survive a stage. If you don't, you're fucked. Or if you have the wrong item. Oh, I have the fire, or the holy water instead of the boomerang or whatever. You're not going to be able to beat certain enemies. And it was actually interesting in that regard because at that time, a lot of other games were very simplistic, and this one made you think a lot. Okay? And definitely, it was something unique because horror games weren't prominent back then either. You know, there were games that dabbled in horror themes, but this entire game is supposed to be like a classic 1960s or 70s Dracula horror movie, right? You're in Dracula's castle, or you're going through a graveyard, or whatever, fighting all these Hollywood monsters. The Hunchback is in it. The freaking Frankenstein's monster is in it. The Grim Reaper is in it. There's ghosts. There's goblins, there's skeletons, there's zombies, there's giant fucking severed floating heads. Crazy monsters that are all like, you know, quintessential horror themes. And definitely, like I said, the music too. Oh my God. The music was absolutely positively outstanding in this franchise. It was like, not only are you kicking ass against the forces of evil, but you're rocking out to the tunes while you played it. And it made you want to play it more, even if you were dying a million times. All right. So Castlevania 1 was the basic kind of game, side-scrolling, very linear, You go through some outside areas, you get into the castle, and then you're going through Dracula's castle. You fight Dracula at the end. Very straightforward, okay? Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest, I hate to say it, but it's kind of like the bastard of the trilogy. And what I mean by that is, for example, I'll give you a frame of reference for those of you who might understand this. Devil May Cry. How many of you out there have played the Devil May Cry games? A lot of you maybe haven't, but some of you have. I know in my fan base, there's a lot of people that like Devil May Cry. So think about the original Devil May Cry trilogy, right? I remember back in the PS3 days, I bought the Devil May Cry HD trilogy. And a lot of people said, Phil, please play Devil May Cry 1. Phil, please play Devil May Cry 3. And Phil, please never ever play Devil May Cry 2. They were literally saying this to me. And I was like, why? What's so bad about Devil May Cry 2? And people to this day still tell me Devil May Cry 2 is a game that is so bad compared to the others in the franchise that the series went in the wrong direction, changed a bunch of stuff that was sucked ass, and then it's better for you to just forget it than to play it again. Okay? Personally, I've never played Devil May Cry 2. All right? But this is just something that's always been since I've been a content creator. People tell me to avoid the game, so I've never played it. Okay? If you're talking about the original Castlevania trilogy, definitely Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is the game that everyone shits on. All right? And the funny part is, it has a lot of innovations for the time. It has an open world you can roam, going around from not only dungeon areas, but also towns that you can talk to people in and everything. It has an interesting day-to-night cycle, which was unheard of at the time. No games on NES had a day-to-night cycle. This game has it. We'll be fighting the daytime certain monsters and everything, and then all of a sudden it says, oh, what a horrible night for a curse. It's now nighttime, and all the enemies change, and the music changes. And now you're fighting tougher enemies and everything at night, which is kind of interesting, okay? Ultimately, the game's not, I say it's not bad. The problem with Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is that it's one of the most cryptic games ever made, okay? What the idea of the game is that you're supposed to go around talking to townspeople or finding like books in castles that are supposed to give you tips on what to actually do to beat the game. The problem is when they translated the game from Japanese to English, there was a lot lost in translation. So it's supposed to say, hey, when you find an orb, stake it. You know, stick one of your vampire stakes and put it in the crystal orb to advance. It doesn't say that at all. It's like, oh, you have to attack the orb, stick the orb. It doesn't explain it, okay? There's one situation in the game, okay, where you need to have a certain crystal in your inventory. You need to face a wall that's a dead end. With no indication on the wall you need to do anything there. You need to duck facing the wall with the crystal in your inventory for a set amount of time. And once you do, a tornado, never before seen in the game, takes you out of there and teleports you to the next part of the game. This is infamously one of the worst parts of any classic game. Everyone complains about it and says, why is this in the game? It doesn't make any sense. It didn't add anything to the game for it to be in it. It was just like a cryptic reason for you to buy Nintendo Power Magazine or to get a strategy guide. And you see, I'm going to talk about this in a moment, my history with Castlevania. This is mostly how I got my exposure to the classic trilogy, was by reading about it in magazines. I didn't really play the classics until 3 and 4, but I always read in magazines about these things. And it's like, why is this NES game so cryptic? What, like, who are they trying to gatekeep from beating the rest of the game? It's kind of dumb. Castlevania 1 is linear as hell. You can't get lost. You can't get confused. You just keep going and fighting enemies till you win, till you survive. But Castlevania 2 is like this weird maze, puzzles and shit you'll never figure out unless you have a guide. Okay? So it's very different. That's why so many people say to this day that Castlevania 2 Simon's Quest is the worst Castlevania game ever made, and you should just skip it. Okay? What's really sad about that is it has some of the best music of the franchise, and you totally miss out on that if you don't play the game. So, even when I get to Castlevania 2 here, I might either need your help or I have to look shit up. I mean, how else are you going to beat it? I'm going to get stuck and I'm not going to know what the hell I'm doing, right? I want to make advanced battle. I want to walk in circles for hours. So I guess we'll see how that goes. Oh, by the way, I also forgot to mention, Castlevania 2 has a currency system you have to grind for. Yes, once you kill enemies, I believe you get, I forget what it's called. Is it hearts or blood or something? You collect the currency that you then have to buy things in town with, which makes no sense. It's supposed to be an action platformer. Why are you, it's like an RPG hybrid out of nowhere, you see? Okay, so then when they made Castlevania 3, they essentially said, oh shit, let's throw away all the stuff everyone hated about Castlevania 2. No more RPG elements, no more cryptic shit. It's back to the side-scrolling linear kind of deal that was in Castlevania 1. But what's the new thing they added to it? Multiple characters.
instead of just being a vampire hunter with a whip, you are now a variety of characters that you recruit over the course of the game. I believe do you play as the Hunchback? I think one of the characters is the Hunchback. And then you also get to play as a ghost. And then much later, I think in the game, you actually recruit Alucard, the son of Dracula, whose name is just Dracula backwards. Very creative. So you get to play as a variety of characters that I believe you get to switch between certain stages and stuff. Now, I rented this game, and I think I only got as far as the ghost character. I think his name's Shiva. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure that's the last character I got. I never got any further than that. I know I never played as Alucard. But I remember liking it, but man, it's hard. It's a very difficult game. Some of the characters are really... Oh, Sifa? There you go. Grant, Sifa, and Alucard. Thank you, Shia. Yeah, I couldn't remember their names. So I remember Sifa having all these cool magic attacks, but being very limited in movement, which made it kind of suck. You know, you had to just constantly be attacking to survive. So it's a good game in its own right, but it's very difficult because you have to learn all these different combat styles and everything for the different characters. So then, after 3 games on NES, Super NES came out, and much like many games that followed suit here, they wanted to upgrade the franchise, okay? So what they did is they basically went back to its roots. No more cryptic RPG shit, no more other characters, just one vampire hunter yet again. It's going to be, classic side-scrolling, entertaining stuff, but they added some new elements to it. So in Super Castlevania or Castlevania 4, this game now has 8-way whipping. Not only are you whipping straight up, down, left, and right, you can go at angles as well, and this makes the combat way better, and it makes the game feel way more fun, like you have way more control over your character. In addition, this game has a lot of the things at the time that were new. For example, the Mode 7 graphics where the backgrounds could rotate around while you were playing. This is implemented in games like Super Mario World, but also in this game. So there's certain rooms where you'll whip on like a hook, and you hold, and the whole room rotates around while you're hanging on this hook until you release it, and the whole room's rotate. Now you can keep going and do other stuff in it. So it's kind of interesting in that regard. I remember renting it and really liking it, and again, never beating it. So it's funny that I never really completed any of the classic Castlevanias at all, all right? Now, there were other spin-offs. Castlevania Bloodlines was the one on Genesis. I never played it until a few years ago. And then I got my Genesis Mini, and on the Genesis Mini, I played it, and I loved it. So in that game, you can either be a vampire hunter-style character with a whip, or you can play as a completely different character who has a giant trident. So I'm like, why the fuck would I want the whip when you can have a giant trident? So I played through it as that character. It was really good. That game, instead of being stuck in like Dracula's castle, you're going all through Europe, fighting monsters in all these different countries, which is really neat. So I really liked that one. It was a pretty good game in my opinion. I never played any of the Castlevania Game Boy games. I didn't own a Game Boy until very late in its life cycle, like the mid to late 90s when Pokemon came out, and I got a Game Boy Pocket, blue colored, and I got Pokemon Blue. So I played Pokemon Blue on my Blue Pocket Game Boy. But outside of that, I didn't really own many Game Boy games, and I never played any of the Castlevania Game Boys. Those are in this collection, okay? Excuse me. Now, after that, Castlevania went off to have multiple games on the Nintendo 64. It then branched into PlayStation games. I know they had a game, I think it was like Rondo of Blood, Dracula X, which were, I guess they were ports of Japanese games that, I don't know. I didn't play any of those. The only PlayStation Castlevania game I ever played was Symphony of the Night. And funny enough, I never played it on PlayStation. I played it around the launch of the Xbox 360 era. It was actually a downloadable game on Xbox Live Arcade. And I was like, well, here's an opportunity, for me to experience a game that everyone says was amazing, right? But I never played on the PS1 era. So here's the thing that I tell you guys all the time. Back in the PS1 era, I very much was into competitive Street Fighter, and that was pretty much the dominant time that I spent in gaming. It was either competitive Street Fighter, or at that time, I actually was into gaming PCs. And I was playing games like Unreal Tournament 1 and 2, Quake, and I had high-end gaming PCs that were networked at my parents' house that I would actually play with my friends. They'd come over and we would play together online. We'd network together and play online to a party and do some fun stuff in those games, and then we'd be off to play in a Street Fighter tournament. So that was my gaming, lifestyle back then. I wasn't really into console games at the time. So when I finally played Castlevania Symphony of the Night on the Xbox 360, I loved it. I was like, wow. Now, by the way, Castlevania Symphony of the Night was really where the franchise carried over and stopped being Castlevania and started being the new term called Metroidvania. And isn't it funny that on this pre-stream podcast intro right here on the border, we've got Samus Aran up here from Metroid, and we've got one of the Belmont boys up here from Castlevania. Why did Metroid and Castlevania fuse? Well, when Symphony of the Night came out, they decided what they wanted to do. They wanted to combine the open world exploration and discovery of Metroid games, the retracing your steps once you have a new key or a new ability or a new item, and being able to go to another part of the map. They wanted to add that to the Castlevania franchise. So you weren't just going to a linear Dracula's castle. You were going to a Dracula's castle where you were going to be retracing your steps once Alucard, the main character of this game, got a lot of his abilities back. So it was kind of interesting in that regard because it really felt like you were playing Metroid, but it was Castlevania, you see? And by the way, Symphony of the Night had absolutely outstanding graphics and a really kicking ass soundtrack because, again, it was a CD-based game, so they were able to put CD quality music into it for the, one of the earlier times. So, pretty awesome. But for that game, for a lot of people, was the game where they feel, oh, Castlevania jumped the shark. It's not Castlevania anymore. It changed, right? I thought it was good, but here's what happened. So I didn't know anything about the game when I played it. I was just trying to play it cold turkey for the first time. And I remember playing it, and once you're getting to the end, and you're getting down to the end of the castle, oh man, this has been a wild journey. It's been a long one, but it's been a tough one. But you know what? Alucard got all his abilities back. He's tough now. He's gained experience points. He's ready for the final boss. You're fighting the final boss. Okay, here we go. Got it. Yes, I persevered. And that's the ending. And then the game, excuse me, pulls a ghouls and ghosts on you, or ghosts and goblins, or whatever you want to say. What do you mean by that? Well, those games back in the day were very cruel. Why? Because after you beat the entire game and you beat the final boss, those games would say, ha, that was all an illusion. Beat the fucking game again. from the start to get the real ending. Well, fuck you. I just spent all that time beating the game. You're going to tell me I have to do it again to see your ending? And the thing is, you know the ending's not going to be good. You know the ending's going to be something stupid like Victory or congratulations, you're a good player or something stupid. You know what I mean? So you beat Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and the game says, ha, fuck you, you got sucked into the upside down dimension. And then the game says, oh, we're just going to flip the map upside down now. Replay the whole game upside down. My honest reaction when this happened to me was something like this. Ah! Oh, wait, sorry. Ah, fuck. And I never beat it. I didn't. I never beat Symphony of the Night because I didn't want to replay the game again. I felt like I toughed it out and I'd done everything. I actually felt like it was a cop-out, okay? I didn't want to do that again. So I never did. I've never beaten Symphony of the Night because after that, the castle flipped, I got so pissed off that I just never wanted to go back and play it ever again, all right? Now understand, this was me as a different person. You know, we're talking Phil of like 2006, 2007 Phil, all right? 2022 Phil, 15 years later, a very different person, a lot more calm and mellow. Quite frankly, to actually do a full playthrough of Symphony of the Night may be fun as hell. I might want to do that someday, okay? For now, we leave it as it is. I was a very different person back then, full of anger and rage. I was very upset that they tried to pull a bait and switch on me, and they expected me to beat the whole game again. I said, fuck this, and I literally never played the game ever again. So, and see, here's the thing. Now I know that, because some guy says, you know, it's a completely different castle once it's reversed, new bosses and enemies. See, I know that now. I didn't know that back then. I thought they actually expect me to beat this game again. Like, I thought it was Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts. I thought that's what they were doing to me. And I got so angry, I never played it ever again. So, I did miss out, admittedly. You know, that's what happens when you have a short fuse, you know? So, maybe one day I will go back. I own the game on Xbox 360, so whenever I want, I could download it and play it on my Xbox Series X. We could do a playthrough of it one day. If you guys wanted, I'd be down for that, okay? So, we'll see what happens with that. But anyway, outside of that, I skipped all of the Castlevania games over the 2000s because there was a bajillion of them on Game Boy Advance and the DS. That's where Castlevania kind of lived at that time period. The next time that I had any interaction with Castlevania was so many years later playing Castlevania Lords of Shadow, all right? I played Lords of Shadow 1 and 2 because they were new releases. And man, even though those games definitely have some similarities to Castlevania, those games don't play like Castlevania. Those are completely different. I would compare them more to say like classic Devil May Cry, only with different kinds of combat, you know, puzzles, exploration, but they definitely are not like classic Castlevania in any way. It's funny because they made two of them and then they just...
Thanks guys, so much, check some.
They were new releases. And man, even though those games definitely have some similarities to Castlevania, those games don't play like Castlevania. Those are completely different. I would compare them more to say like classic Devil May Cry, only with different kinds of combat, you know, puzzles, exploration, but they definitely are not like classic Castlevania in any way. It's funny because they made two of them and then they just never came back. That was the end of that. But the thing is, you might say, well, Phil, how do you know so much about Castlevania? Because you said you didn't even play most of the early one. Nintendo Power and other game magazines. Like Nintendo Power I was subscribed to, and it would have these in-depth coverage of the games. It even had a comic strip, a comic book in the magazines about Castlevania and stuff like that. It always had like interesting things like that to tie into new game releases. So I think it was either Castlevania 2 or 3, where they had a whole comic book tie-in in the magazine. You get excited, oh, this game looks good. And then there'd be a whole blowout in the game. Here's how you beat this, here's how you do this. And I would always read that, and I would enjoy that. Even though it was kind of a spoiler, you know, I didn't own the game. So for me, it was kind of interesting. It was a way to get informed on games back in the day. So even though I never really owned any of the Castlevania games, I always knew about them, and you know, if I could rent them or whatever, I would play them. So, yeah, that's my history with Castlevania. I think the series is great. I really do. I'm excited to be actually jumping in for the first time ever today and actually playing them at face value rather than kind of renting and rushing, or, you know what I mean? Like, actually get to try them. Legit. And I'm excited to see how it goes. I don't know how well I will do. I might very well get my ass handed to me all day long today. It could happen, you know? I guess we'll see. But, you know, I love horror. I love classic Hollywood horror movies. I like classic side-scrolling games with combat and action. I like challenging games. You know, all these are things that it seems like a formula for success. Doesn't mean it's going to be successful. It sounds like a formula for success, right? You don't know. Sometimes you have a formula, and then all of a sudden the beaker explodes everywhere, right? Like, oh, shit, what happened? So I guess we'll see what happens today, okay? Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's really all I got. I was looking for gaming news and stuff today. There is absolutely none. Nothing going on in the realm of game news or anything like that. So what I would like to do now is give shout-outs to those who've contributed, answer any questions or whatever from those people, and then we will get into Q&A if there's time. I think there's going to be time, okay? So first, let's go to the YouTube side of things. Allow my leaderboard here to refresh. So first of all, Tyler re-upped his membership for 2 months in a row and says, I'm excited for Castlevania. I've never played it at all. Awesome. Well, I hope that you will enjoy today's stream then. As I said, I've played some of these classics, but I certainly never owned or beat them. So this will be a fun experience for me. Okay? Soup did our first super chat of the day and says, PayPal won't let me tip. I already explained, Soup. Were you here, Soup, when I explained what was going on with that? If it's grayed out for you, it's likely because it's a known glitch. All you need to do, you click on the tips link, log in with whatever method you're going to log in with, whether it's YouTube or whatever. If the link is grayed out to tip, click on the direct link to the page again, and it should fully reload, and then you should be able to tip. It's a known bug, okay? Hello, Jasper. How are you today? What's going on, buddy? What's going on, Jasper Kitty? There you go. There he is, look, crawling all over me. Thank you, Soup, for the first super chat of the day. Black Prodigy also became a member this morning. So I guess what we'll do is we'll check the members, total members, by the end of the stream, and see how it's going. Watch this. Ready for kitty pets? This is how you pet a cat. You pet their lower back. They love it. He loves it. Look, he loves it. He's rubbing his head on the chair now. He's excited. He likes kitty pets. This is how you pet a cat. Cats will like rubs on their head. Like they like rubs on the side of their head. That's where their sensors are. Their sensory glands. But they love getting pet back here. He loves it. See? He's like, yes, please, more. Look, he's putting in position. Please, more. He loves it. Jasper Kitty. What a knucklehead. You're a silly boy. People like having you back in here, Jasper. I can already tell people love it. Okay. I believe we have a super chat. Excuse me, a tip. Our first tip of the day is from Rob on Wheels, who tipped $5, and he says, what did you think of... He's laying on my leg. What do you think of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? Well... Oh my God, he loves it. It's so funny. What do I think of Tiny Tina's Wonderlands? Well, it's literally what I thought it was going to be, right? I was saying, when it came out, I said, I don't know why you guys would want to see me play it. It's literally Borderlands with a skin thrown over it. The guise of which it's going to be a fantasy game now instead of Borderlands, but it's literally Borderlands pretending to be a fantasy game, right? Like, that's what I said. So, what happened? I played it for about 45 minutes, and guess what? It was Borderlands with a fantasy sticker over it. You know, it's skeletons and, you know, demons. I'm sure later on there'll be probably goblins and everything. Every cliche, there'll probably be ogres. Every fantasy cliche will probably be in this game. Difference being, is there magic? Yes. But you use guns. And the guns shoot magic. Like, I had a gun that was shooting ice. And it was really cool because it was like freezing the enemies and slowing them down. I liked that. I thought it was neat. But, that being said, is it anything special? It's Borderlands. Have you played Borderlands? If not, then maybe you'll be blown away by Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But it's literally Borderlands pretending to be a fantasy game. Which is fine if that's what you're looking for. What I said was I feel that game will be fun as like a chill stream, not a serious playthrough. I'm glad I didn't buy it as a new release because I don't think it would have done very well on my streams, honestly. I see that game as being something that, you know, we're looking for a late night stream to balance with everything else I'm doing. And you want to just have a couple chill hours of just shooting the shit out of everything and not really caring about the plot. That's pretty much what the game is. You know? I don't think that's a game that has any kind of giant hook. You know what I mean? I don't think that mainstream viewers are going to care that much about it for it to be a mainstream game. That's why I didn't play it when it was new a few months ago. So, to me, I'm not against franchises doing stuff like this, but it's pretty apparent what they're trying to do. They're trying to milk the Borderlands game engine. They wanted to make more money with existing assets and minimal effort, right? So, it's not Borderlands, it's Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. No, it's Borderlands. It's literally Borderlands. It plays exactly like Borderlands, but you made it fantasy instead, but it's the same game. So if you want to play Borderlands 3.5, then play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But for me, I didn't even personally like Borderlands 3 that much. I thought it was okay. My viewing audience didn't like it that much. They thought it was okay. I kind of toughed through it. When people were asking me to quit and play other stuff, I still beat it. But I don't see myself committing to playing Wonderlands unless it ends up either being an extremely discounted game or maybe free on like Game Pass or PS Plus at some point, or really cheap And I make that a game that I'm going to play on late night streams as a balance for chill content. That's definitely not something that's going to hook the audience and get them all excited. It's not a huge
hold up, James Holter. Did he actually say derail? And did he put his hands on the I stopped paying fucking attention. Go away like a minute or so.
Not a serious playthrough. I'm glad I didn't buy it as the new release because I don't think it would have done very well.
Yeah, I'm going to fast forward as well. I want to make sure
on my streams, honestly. I see that game as being something that, you know, we're looking for a late night stream to balance with everything else I'm doing, and you want to just have a couple chill hours just shooting the shit out of everything and not really caring about the plot. That's pretty much what the game is. You know, I don't think that's a game that has any kind of giant hook. You know what I mean? I don't think that mainstream viewers are going to care that much about it for it to be a mainstream game. That's why I didn't play when it was new a few months ago. So, to me, I'm not against franchises doing stuff like this, but it's pretty apparent what they're trying to do. They're trying to milk the Borderlands game engine. They wanted to make more money with existing assets and minimal effort, right? So it's not Borderlands, it's Tiny Tino's Wonderlands. No, it's Borderlands. It's literally Borderlands. It plays exactly like Borderlands, but you made it fantasy instead, but it's the same game. So if you want to play Borderlands 3.5, then play Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. But for me, I didn't even personally like Borderlands 3 that much. I thought it was okay. My viewing audience didn't like it that much. They thought it was okay. I kind of toughed through it. When people were asking me to quit and play other stuff, I still beat it. But I don't see myself committing to playing Wonderlands unless it ends up either being an extremely discounted game or maybe free on like Game Pass or PS Plus at some point, or really cheap. And I make that a game that I'm going to play on late night streams as a balance for chill content. That's definitely not something that's going to hook the audience and get them all excited. It's not a huge AAA style, oh my god, you must play style game. It's kind of like been there, done that. You know it's going to be repetitive. You know it's not going to be too innovative. There'll be some fantasy stuff thrown in, big deal. You don't even have to pay attention to the story or the dialogue. You just kind of blow the shit up, you know? So that's my opinion on it. Okay? All right, excuse me. Okay, I got another super chat. This one from Parasolo. He says, do you think PS5 games will be streamable on PS Plus? Streamable? You know, I almost feel like some of them were, but I didn't really care. I know for a fact that there were PS4 games that were streamable. Meaning, when we say streamable, just to clarify for those who are wondering what we're talking about, we mean you're not fully downloading the game to your console and then playing it. We mean there's no download. You play it immediately, you start streaming right over the internet. And some of the games that we tested for this service were all PS3 games. We tried games such as Infamous 2, Oblivion, Motorstorm Apocalypse, Fear, Red Dead Redemption. Just to name a few, because I think there was a couple more in there that we did too. Some of them were flawless. The fighting games I put a few fighting games. They were flawless. Okay? Infamous 2 ran fine, but had a little bit of fuzziness and pixelization in the graphics, but for the most part was fully playable. Excuse me. But then there was a game like Red Dead Redemption. That game looked horrible. It just did. It was choppy. Very choppy. Anytime you turned, it was like chop, 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 chop. All your frames would drop. And I couldn't imagine trying to play that game at length, the entirety of the game live streamed like that, when it just performed so poorly over the stream service. So it seems to me like the whole stream your games rather than download them is going to work for certain type of games and not others. And it's going to be game specific. You know, I never would have thought Motorstorm Apocalypse, a full-on racing game with full visuals of all kinds of chaotic shit going on, that game was fully playable. I had no problems playing it. It was fine. But Red Dead Redemption gave me issues. It's odd. So I think it really is a case-by-case basis, okay? So, PlayStation 5 games, are they streamable? I can't say yes or no because I didn't really look into that. What I'll tell you is if PS3 games were having issues, can you imagine PS5 with the amount of detail and stuff in PS5 games? Can you imagine the issues that those games are going to have? Likely, if they're streamable, I couldn't imagine them being any higher than 30 frames. You know, most PS5 games are running at 60 frames when they're either installed off the disc or whatever. But I can't imagine them running at 30 frames or higher. It have to be like 30 frames lock or less if it's streamed, you know. Again, I can't answer, but I wouldn't think it would be very good. If you're going to play a current gen game, you want to download it, which is why, by the way, you can download it. All those PS5 games that are on there can be downloaded. So I would recommend downloading them. You know, I wouldn't want to play a current gen game streamed. I don't think that our internet capabilities are good enough to even handle anything like that at this point. Okay? Okay, guys, we got through shout-outs for now. That's what we're at. By the way, great viewership on the pre-stream today. Thank you for the 50 likes as well. Thanks, everyone. I would now like to open this to Q&A. If anyone has a question for me, please tag me in the stream chat. Let's do some Q&A.
Here we go.
For the start of the stream and go from there. All right? See what people have to talk about. By the way, I may have to turn on the air conditioners again in the house today. I'm taking a look at the weather, but the sun is out today, which means it's probably going to get warm. Tomorrow's actually supposed to be hot, and then actually this weekend it's in the mid to high 80s, so I will have air conditioners blasting all weekend. Jade says, this is my first time watching Castlevania. I don't know the story. Well, we'll see it together, because I believe the story is pretty simple. Dracula's an asshole. You got to kill him. I'm pretty sure that's the story. John Deere says, should I make pot stickers or have ice cream? I mean, there's many facets to this question. Is it warm or cold where you are? Are you more in the mood for savory or sweet? Like for me, if it's very hot, I want ice cream. If it's not hot, I probably want a pot sticker. What's in the pot sticker? Can't just answer those questions without qualifying criteria. Slippery Calamari asks, what's your general opinion after 4 sessions of PS Plus exploration? Is it worth it at that price? Is it worse or better than Game Pass? Is it worth it at the price? Well, it's $18 a month or $10 a month if you buy a year in advance. For me, here's the thing. If I had not played all of these new releases of the last 2-3 years on PlayStation 4 and 5, I would feel the value is tremendous. If you're someone who's just jumping into PlayStation or maybe just recently got a PS4 or PS5 and now you want to experience this whole console generation, yes, get it. You're going to play all the hot games that you missed for a very, 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 very discounted rate. Okay? If you're in it for classics, I don't think the value's there at all. There's very few classics available on it right now. The vast majority of the game catalog is the streaming PS3 games, which is hit or miss, as we saw. Some of the games streamed well, some did not. So are you willing to pay $18 a month for a giant catalog of PS3 games that half of which might run like shit? I mean, that's for you to decide, I guess. So for now, the major quality is for those who did not play all the big games the last few years on PlayStation consoles. Personally, I did. So for me, there's not much value. Now, I am going to continue having this service at least for another month, and here's why. In the month of July, this new game Stray is coming out, and they said Stray will be covered if you have PlayStation Plus Premium. Well, it's $18 for Premium. Stray is going to cost more than that to buy. Why would I buy it? I'll just get Premium and play through the game. You see? So that's what I'm going to do. Now, after I play Stray, will I renew it for another month starting in August? I don't know. It may become that maybe we've beaten Toy Story, right? Maybe there's another game in there we'll want to play over July, and then it'll kind of dry up and we won't really care anymore. Right now, the only real thing that I would be missing out on is that Third Strike Online Edition is on there, and I played it. I was like, wow, it actually runs pretty good. And that's a really good way to play Third Strike, I feel. But outside of that, I don't really think there's anything of value I'd be losing, if I didn't keep the subscription right now. You see? So what I would say is, if they start adding retro games, maybe 5-10 a month, and the catalog starts building, and you've got all the classic Resident Evils, you've got classic RPGs on there. Imagine if they start adding like Suikoden or the Final Fantasy games, stuff like that. Imagine if they just keep building the catalog up. And you have all these classics on there now, some of which are upscaled, right? That would be sweet. Then I would say the value's definitely there. Right now, for what's there at launch, no. Those classics are not worth it at all. I really hope that they add a lot more to it. Let's see here. Crow's follow-up, if it is from a pre-order. Wait, a follow-up to what? Huh? Crow, what do you mean? Did I miss a question here? I must have. I think Crow... Oh, here it is. No, that's not. He's talking about Jasper. Crow, were you asking me about this? Is this what you were asking me about? Aha. This, first of all, just to show you, it's the Vault 111 bobblehead. This bobblehead, all right, was an exclusive 2015, an exclusive to people who at the time were getting Loot Crate. So if you were getting Loot Crate at the time, there was a gamer-themed month, and that gamer-themed month included that bobblehead, and that's the only time you could ever get that bobblehead. It's never been produced otherwise. You could get tons of other bobbleheads, but you can't get that one. Okay? At that time, I had a partnership with Loot Crate. This is when Loot Crate was partnering like everyone on the internet who had internet presence. And every month they would send me a Loot Crate. I would unbox it, show you guys the stuff in it. I had a promo code. If you use that code when you subscribe to Loot Crate, I would get a little cut. The first year, it was decent. After that, when people started to see, sadly, that the stuff in Loot Crate was not that great, not many people used it anymore. And after about 2 years of being partnered with them, they basically said, well, you're not really getting sales anymore, so we want to basically suspend the partnership. And then incidentally, they went out of business. They went completely out of business because no one was really subscribing to them anymore because their stuff wasn't that good. And then a new company bought them out, and now apparently they're back and they do new different stuff now. I don't know. I haven't dealt with them since. But yeah, so that was only from that, right? You couldn't get it anywhere else. That's the exclusive bobblehead. There you go. Did I give my thoughts on the Assassin's Creed stream, as in the free DLC for Valhalla and the future of the series being shown in September? No. I'll talk about that in September. I don't care about free DLC for Valhalla. Valhalla was already a game that was just so long, and it was just too long. So I didn't care about DLCs for it. I know they have a whole like feature-length game DLC for it. I don't give a shit. You know? What it is they made a giant game, and a lot of people got burnt out on it and never even finished it. Then they decided, well, we put so much work into this game, the game engine, we're just going to do 1 million releases and DLCs for it. I don't care. I play the main game. That's all that matters to me. Everyone else who wants to play the 100 DLCs for it, good for you. I'm not going to hate on you. I don't care about the 100 Valhalla DLCs. All right? When they do have a big announcement, excuse me, about the future of the franchise, which is supposed to be some digital announcement in September, I'll cover it then, but there's really nothing to talk about right now. So, there you go. Dan Spa, I did not say that I squished Jasper into a pancake. You're absolutely ridiculous. Right now, Jasper is on the floor relaxing, sleeping. El Grey Zoro says I liked Odyssey more than Origins and Valhalla. I did too. Out of that trilogy of modernized games that kind of play like Witcher 3, I like Odyssey the best out of the 3. I agree with you there. What's up, Holy Warrior Tonin? How you doing? I already played Shadow of the Colossus twice. I played Shadow of the Colossus. There was a PlayStation 3 version of the game many years ago. That was my first experience with it. And then they re-released it for PS4 and I played it again. So no, I don't think I'm playing Shadow of the Colossus a third time. I think the 2 times was enough. Okay. What are my thoughts on a new Witcher game being made? Do I think it's just because how bad Cyberpunk did? I mean, I think it's a combination. I think it's, number one, the fact that Cyberpunk was such a huge critical disappointment, and CD Projekt Red doesn't want to have that as a stigma forever. They want people to know them as a great game development company, and Cyberpunk basically tarnished the shit out of their reputation, right? But when you really look at the history of CD Projekt Red, the one game that for them was the big shining diamond that everyone praised was Witcher 3. Yeah, people liked Witcher 1 and 2, but Witcher 3 was that giant paragon of gaming greatness that everyone compares every RPG to it, right? So I guess once you're told that your new franchise that you put all your eggs in one basket in sucks, right? You're going to go back to what you know you can do well. And I think that's what it is they're going to go back now. Even if they originally weren't planning on doing so, I think they're going to go back to the franchise that they know is tried and true good, that people love and people would absolutely love to go back into. So even if they weren't planning on going back, I think that's why they're going back. By the way, give me a minute, guys. I am going to turn on all the ACs at my house. The sun is out now, and the house is heating up dramatically. Let me just go turn them on quickly. I'll be right back.
Phil, you make me angry, Phil.
Yeah, times 2 speed here. Well, Phil's away. So it should actually catch up by the time he gets back. We should be like live properly. Oh, here we go.
Now the house starts to cool down, which is good because I'm already sitting here starting to sweat. I'm like, ugh. It's not good when you're sitting here just doing nothing but talking and your back is getting sweaty. Like, I guess I need to turn the air conditioners on now. Okay.
Whoops. Sorry.
Yes, I played the game Sleeping Dogs, Tyler, twice. I played it when it was a new release, and I played it again years later. They re-released it for more modern consoles. I love that game. It's a sad state that game basically never will get a sequel or a follow-up because I guess they felt it didn't sell well enough at the time, and then the studio was like liquidated. So they're not going to make a sequel ever. Sucks because it's a really good game in my opinion. Even the DLCs were good. Yes, I would consider playing Metal Gear again. AMC, that's disturbing. What game do I want to replay the most? Old school Street Fighter. Out of all the games I've ever played in my life over and over, Street Fighter 2 I played the most. For sure. And probably till I die, it'll be the game I played the most. Like, we were just looking at historical amount of times that I played the Street Fighter 30th Anniversary Collection. From 2019, not even when the game launched in 2018, but I had a running playlist from August 2019 until this last Friday. That playlist was 260 videos of an hour long each. 260 hours of playing Street Fighter 2. And then there was a whole year before that. It's probably like 300 or more hours in the last 4 years that I played Street Fighter 2. And then before then there was other versions. And then before then there was other versions. So Street Fighter 2 for sure. Any plans for July 4th? No, I don't even know when it is. I really have no clue.
That has to be a joke, sure.
I've told you guys this, but my wife and I have had a pretty chaotic life over the last year and a half. A lot of, stuff behind the scenes has been shuffled about, and it's hard for us to really even plan for anything these days. We'd like to do some things. It'd be nice if we could actually do some things. For holidays or maybe just for the summer in general. But right now things are chaotic. Like, for example, this week I'm streaming all the way through Tuesday, and Wednesday is my day off. Next week I don't even know when my day off will be.
Guys, 2 seconds. I want to do wind to the back of this when I start to talk about this, just to make sure I don't miss anything else. So 2 seconds.
2 for sure.
So we got behind the scenes, but I want to make sure there's nothing else I missed. We're not too far behind the live play, so don't worry. Any plans for July 4th? No, I don't even know when it is. I really have no clue. I think he's serious about it as well. I don't think he's joking.
Like, I've told you guys this, but my wife and I have had a pretty chaotic life over the last year and a half. A lot of, stuff behind the scenes has been shuffled about, and it's hard for us to really even plan for anything these days. We'd like to do some things. It would be nice if we could actually do some things. For holidays or maybe just for the summer in general, but right now things are chaotic. Like, for example, this week I'm streaming all the way through Tuesday, and Wednesday is my day off. Next week I don't even know when my day off will be. And when your life is like that all over the place, which it has been for like a year, it's hard to make plans or do anything special. You know what I mean? I would like to think that eventually things will settle down and not be that chaotic and stressful and like that, but it's just been like that for a while. So Crow asked, do I think fighting games will ever rise to the popularity that they had when they seemed to dominate the video game market? Well, that happened twice. It happened once in the 1990s with the launch of Street Fighter 3. Excuse me, the launch of Street Fighter 2, and then, of course, the 5 versions and all the home ports. And then it happened again with the launch of Street Fighter 4 back in 2009, 2010. Okay? So twice in history this has happened. Could it happen again? Yes, it could. But we basically need to have a situation similar to what happened with Street Fighter 4, where there's a reinvigoration. There's a stagnation period and then a reinvigoration, where it feels like they've done something truly different, next gen, pushing fighting games to the masses, but also in a way that advances them in a significant way, so that you feel like there's a reason for everyone to play. If you remember when Street Fighter 4 came out, most fighting games had been kind of stagnated for about a decade. And when Street Fighter 4 came out and it hit mainstream and the graphics were updated and everyone loved the game, all of a sudden, all these companies capitalized on it. Everyone was selling joysticks. Everyone was doing all these things that previously had been like outdated and not popular at all. And then what happened? Because Street Fighter became popular, now other fighting game franchises were able to become prominent again, like Mortal Kombat rebooted and had a whole trilogy that was super popular, right? So because one series got popular again, the other series got popular again. So we very well could have this happen again. I just don't know. Like, I really do feel that sadly Street Fighter V kind of kicked Street Fighter out of prominence. That other franchises ended up stepping up and taking over for Street Fighter when Street Fighter was flopping and failing and not as good. When Street Fighter 4 came out, it was the game synonymous with fighting games. Today, when you say fighting games, what do you think of? Oh, I think of Mortal Kombat. I think of Tekken. I think of this game. I think of that game. Smash Brothers. Oh, yeah, and Street Fighter's in the mix. No, it used to be Street Fighter is the fighting game. That's the only one anyone talks about, and everything else is under Street Fighter. And it's not like that anymore. So, you know, I think it would have to maybe find a way to become prominent again. I don't know if Street Fighter 6 is the way to do that or not. I would hope so. I would certainly like it if that's the case, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I think we're too early on in the game's life cycle to even judge that. It's not, you know, we're still in developmental stages. We're not exactly sure how it's going to play and everything, so I guess we'll see. Tyler, in regards to Modern Warfare 2 this year, as I said, it's a wait-and-see attitude for me. I think that's what it's going to be with Call of Duty every year now. I used to be hyped for Call of Duty every year and buy it every year. And then they started to disappoint me year after year. And then when I played the Vanguard beta last year, I laughed at how bad and unfinished it was. And I didn't buy the game, and I'm happy I didn't. It's the biggest, most flopping game of Call of Duty ever. That being said, it's still one of the biggest games of, you know, sold in last year. But still, my point is, not as prominent as it used to be. When Modern Warfare 2 beta comes out in the summer, and it's open beta, I'll play it. If I like it, I'll get it. If I don't like it, I'll skip it. Just like last year with Vanguard, so let's see what happens. Any cool plans for my day off? Nope. My day off this week is going to be mostly a day home and then running a lot of errands. I have to go to the garbage dump this week. I have to get stuff for Jasper Kitty this week. Last week, we skimped. Last week, we had so little money that we literally had to penny pinch to afford everything. This week, we have to get a lot of the stuff that we didn't get last week that we're now out of completely in the house.
You went to
so it's going to be like a very expensive week of dumping money at the grocery store and doing things we couldn't do last week because we didn't have money. But outside of that, that's it. Like, there's not going to be anything special, and we're staying home most of the day. Yeah. Matt on Wheels, I'm glad to hear that, because Max, as much as different as Max and I are, we're talking about Maximilian, dude, as different as we are, all right, as content creators, because he is so heavily into fighting games and micro-analyzing fighting games and everything fighting games and react to fighting games and fighting games, right? I kind of feel that when it comes to generalized knowledge and opinions, we kind of agree on a lot of things. And Max has come out recently and said things such as, yeah, Street Fighter V was a fall from grace for Capcom, and they need to step it up with Street Fighter 6, and we want to see, you know, Street Fighter become the mainstream fighting game again, right? The funny part was, I said that all along the time when Street Fighter V was out, and no one else would say it. Now all of a sudden that Street Fighter V is officially done and Street Fighter 6 is getting hyped, now all of a sudden everyone says it. Almost like I said over the years that if people crapped on Street Fighter V, they'd have nothing to cover and they'd go out of business. So they had to cover the game and kiss the game's butt for some 7 years when the game sucked ass, okay? They wouldn't be honest. I hate that shit. I really do. That these people were so reliant on not being honest about Street Fighter V, they couldn't be honest till right now, all right? But it's funny because if you actually ask pro players, and if you actually ask people who are in the know about Street Fighter V, most of them will collectively agree and say it sucked. It was not a good game. It took them forever to even get it to a competitive level, and even then it was too little too late. It's the weakest numbered game in the series. People will agree on that, but they wouldn't say that when the game was out because they needed something to cover, or else what am I going to cover? I have nothing to talk about. I'm going to go out of business, right? So I'm happy that finally now people are coming out and being honest about the fucking game because it was not good. And now people are finally saying, yeah, it was their fall from grace. Yeah, I said that when it launched. Then I said it again. Then I said it again. Then I said it again. But everyone wanted to call me a liar, and I got sour grapes, and I'm an old man. I don't understand. Actually, I was the only one who wanted to be honest. Why? Because I didn't rely on Street Fighter V for content at all. I didn't need it. I survived an entire fighting game generation without playing a fucking Street Fighter game because it sucked. No, Matt on Wheels, I'm not saying that. He said, I don't think Max was dishonest. He usually is less harsh. He has developer history with KI and stuff. I didn't say that he was being dishonest. My point I'm making is, I was the one who was kind of treated like shit this last whole Street Fighter generation because I was honest about the game the entire fucking time and didn't want to play it. While everyone else kissed its butt and now, trying to bandwagon on Street Fighter V and say it was bad now that it's over. I hate that shit. It's so hypocritical. But I'm happy to see that at least people are finally being honest, and now hopefully there will be a change in Street Fighter 6. Okay. Crow says, how far back do I go with FPS games? The first FPS game I ever played was Wolfenstein. I played it at my uncle's house. He had Wolfenstein on PC, and he showed it to me. I remember watching him kill the Nazis, and my parents were like, oh, that's violent. He's shooting blood. There's Nazis and shit. He's too young for that. And then, eventually I got into it myself with games like Doom and Duke Nukem 3D and stuff like that on PC. So those were my first-person shooter experiences. Jeremy says, even Daigo on his live stream has admitted he didn't like Street Fighter V. I'm telling you, it was common knowledge among competitive players. No one liked this fucking game. When we started playing it at launch, we all were like, it's missing all these gameplay mechanics and conventions that make a fighting game good. They literally took them out of the game and made it a simpletons game. Street Fighter V is a fucking simpletons game. It is not high-level gameplay. It is not, you don't have to even react to what your opponent's doing. You could play a fucking pattern. You could be high and play Street Fighter V competitively. You could be drunk. A car can hit you and you can walk into a building bleeding and play Street Fighter V at a competitive level. It's a fucking simple, it's play school Street Fighter. It's not like competitive Street Fighter at all. Every other Street Fighter game was harder to play. It really was. Every single one up to that point is a more challenge. It's just meant to be this easy mode game played with tons of lag, input delay. It was meant to be an online game. It sucks because of that. It really does. Don't nerf the competitive nature of your game to make it so that people online can play it so you can make sales. By the way, it backfired. It didn't work. It did not sell like Street Fighter 4 did. It did not mainstream praise or anything. Street Fighter 4 when it came out was so popular. Companies jumped on this bandwagon and were selling peripherals, controllers, joysticks, everything. Street Fighter 5 came out, and some companies tried to do that, and none of them sold. They had to liquidate the inventory. I remember going to Fry's when Fry's Electronics still existed, and it was like, within the first year of Street Fighter V's launch, they had tons of shelves of inventory, Street Fighter V joysticks unsold, just sitting there. They couldn't sell them. No one wanted them because no one liked Street Fighter V, so no one bought anything for it. It was the complete polar opposite of Street Fighter 4 because they ruined the game. Okay. All right, enough of me ranting about Street Fighter 5, man. Seriously. All right, let's end the pre-show. We're going too long here. We got to take a break. Let's take a brief break. All right, I'll use the restroom. It'll be a few minutes. And we'll come back. And we'll jump into Castlevania Anniversary Collection. I have no idea how I'm going to do, but I'm excited to play this game. Finally attempting to try to play it, and see how. I hope you guys are ready. Thank you for chilling with me on the pre-stream, and I'm ready for Castlevania fun. All right, guys. Thanks. I'll be back in a few, and I'll see you in a little bit. Awesome. All right, guys. I stopped recording. Let's just switch over
until he starts recording again for YouTube.
Here, let's get the webcam the right size. There we go. Does it look right? It looks like it's a little off. Shit. I think it's good now. And leaderboard, let's just get the leaderboard centered. All right. Let's take a brief break. I'll be back in a few minutes. Castlevania. See you in a few.
Okay. It might be a while, but I'm just gonna. We are live. He's still away. Okay. That's us back up to live. So the thing is, though, until I start recording again for YouTube, we're not finished. He might still say, I would argue, he might still say Twitter, he might still say drama, he might still say meaningful. We have several different ways to get more bingos. It's happened before, it could happen again. So it's very much up in the air whether we could get more bingos. We've already got 2. We've got the middle column, which came in super fast, and then we've got a diagonal from bottom left to top right. Dumb close-up soundboard, snort, positive, and behind the scenes. It's been a very good bingo, I'd say. Yesterday's was mental. I've never seen one that good. And by the way, thanks again, guys, for the support, guys. Like, Give More Blood, Profit, and Crazy Kevin Castro with his super chats. Greatly appreciate it, guys. As I'm delighted to be over 1,000 subs now, which means I was able to enable get eligible for YouTube partnership, and I got approved today. So very chuffed a bits for that. I'm not sure. I don't think I want to place ads in my video. It gave me an option to. I'd feel weird about placing ads on my stuff. Maybe the only thing I might place ads on, if anything, would be like the stupid music videos I make, because that's genuinely original content from me. Like, that is all me making that shit. But even then, it doesn't do massively well usually, so it's not as if I don't even think it'd be worth putting ads on that, to be honest. I think I'll just leave it as is, like. And I don't know what to do, but I know some people, some detractors have memberships available. I don't think I'd be able to do that because I've got no idea what I could offer people as an incentive to be a member. Maybe play some dumbass like Quiplash together or something. Or even other games, there's other fucking multiplayer games, I don't know, but I don't know if I'd do memberships either, simply because I'm not entirely sure what I could offer people. Let's make sure, is he still away? Yes, he's still away. But yeah, thank you very much, Crazy Kevin Castro. I'm doing my best. I'm not well at all, guys. So yeah, it's kind of weird. This is the first. If I have, I've not got it confirmed yet as COVID. If it is COVID, it feels weird. Like, it feels like a cold with lag or flu with lag. If you get what I mean. For me personally, like, I've not had any headaches, for example. I don't feel sluggish. And it's like, I get like one symptom a day. Like the other day, I had a slight tickly throat. Today I've been blowing my nose a lot and sneezing some more often, but I don't feel generally bad. It's weird. It's generally like flu with lag. But yeah, I'm going to test myself like tomorrow to confirm if it is COVID or not. This is a thing. This coming Saturday, I'm going away to sunny Spain for a holiday. Your membership rewards can't be as bad as Phil's, to be honest. Yeah, that's a good point. This is what I was thinking. I mean, if I did go down the membership route, Crazy Kevin Castro, David. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what that means. We got a clinch bingo near the end. Says midnight. I don't know. I'm still just waiting for Phil to come back here. He could be back any second. Yeah, as I said though, like this coming Saturday, I'll be away for a week, flying to sunny Spain. Me and my fiance going to enjoy a really nice holiday together in the summer sun. It's going to be glorious. Really, I mean, this has been like a long time coming. Cheers, KMW Albert. I hope so too, to be honest. I don't think it's actually too bad. I mean, I have had COVID vaccinations already before, which is probably why I'm not feeling as terrible as I would be. And it's not as strict anymore with the guidelines. Like, I'm going to wear a mask on the flight anyway, and yeah, I should be okay. Like, I don't think it's going to affect eligibility for the holiday, and hopefully it'll be better by then anyway. I've still got a whole week to go. Well, I say whole week, it's like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we'll see. But as I'm saying, I don't actually feel terrible. Like my partner, she had it before, and she felt worse. Like she felt cold, so cold, so she'd go from like freezing then into like roasting, and then her headaches would get bad and all that shit, and she'd cough so much. She had it a lot worse than me. But maybe I'm just built different. Who knows? Made her tough stuff. I don't understand why I'm not affected as bad. It seems. I can only assume it is COVID. Because I can't think what else it could be. She definitely had COVID. It got confirmed to be lying on the test thing and everything. Well, having said that, let me mute myself so I can cough. 2 seconds. And I'm back. Yep, I'm very sniffly. But yeah, we still might get some bingo things coming up even when Phil's back before he starts recording. So let's pay a wee bit more attention. What I'm thinking, guys, right? I don't think we're ever going to get a full bingo card, all 25 getting ticked off. However, I think there should be prizes for... I think there should be certain levels of prizes. Okay? In fact, I'm thinking... I mean, I could be a bit like sneaky and incorporate into memberships. Like if I don't know. Like, I'm just trying to think if somebody got like a 3 times bingo. If there was a 3 times bingo done one time, that could be like a £10 Amazon voucher. 4 times could be like 15 or 20 or something like that. 5 times that we got the other night, it could be like 25. And a full bingo card could be a 50 or something, you know. I'm trying to think of wee like incentives and prizes, you know, like the better a bingo card is, the more you guys could get back potentially. Start at 5 or start at 5 times. See, it's 3 times has only happened once, I think. 5 times has only happened once. Generally speaking, we usually get at least 1, and occasionally about 2. Today it's 2. We might get 3, but it looks like it'll be 2 unless something else different happens. I just kind of like the idea of being able to give back to you guys. You know what I mean? Since if I'm, I might be in a position to be able to give back to you, especially if I can like monetize some things now. And obviously people are generous enough to give me money in the first place. It'd be great if I can give back some of that money to you guys. And I'm just trying to think how. I'm not even too sure how I would do that either. One possible way to do it would be to have members be eligible, which would seem a bit. And see, I don't like the idea of doing that because it means cutting out people that aren't members, and I'd feel bad about that. You get what I'm saying? I'm still trying to get my head around what to do. But yeah, well, I mean, we'll figure something out, I guess. You know, that's my problem, I guess. But I just want to make sure I don't want to rip off people watching this bloody thing. That's all. I don't want to be accused of trying to just rip people off by saying, you have to be a member to win potential money. Or gift cards at me. I'm just trying to. I don't want to do that. So I think I just need to find a way to like include people's names. But I do like the idea though of like maybe prizes starting at 4 times. Like if we get 4 times bingo in one card, that could be a prize for somebody in the chat. And it's just a way of figuring out how to determine that. What are you saying, MRC Midnight? Have to make a result doc. Sales filled, bingo won that day, word action ticked and number. What are you going to make that kind of tips tracker style spreadsheet? It's possible if you, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I could be arsed doing it, but if you want to do it, go for it. I don't think it would take you too long either. I've only had like maybe a dozen, or like, I don't even think I've had 20 of these live streams. I do like doing it every day now. I feel like at first I didn't want to do it every day. At first I was thinking once a week, but I do enjoy doing it every day. You're starting the weekend. If you want to do that, pal, go for it, man. That's if that's really what you is this you trying to like, keep in mind that picking the bingo card is it's random. It's RNG. You know, so it's not as if like, this kind of research could help you win bingo, technically, because it is random luck what card we get. We can't just hand pick our card and tweak the circumstances. The only way it can be eligible is if you were the one picking the word or a phrase, and you can pick like the most common one. But you still might get some bad luck and get a card with some very obscure things that aren't that common anymore. I mean, if you think it'll be fun, then go for it. I won't stop you. But I just, as I said, I try to kind of make this as kind of random and chaotic as possible, essentially, where it's not just me being accused of picking something that I thought would win. You know what I'm saying? Is Phil still away, for fuck's sake? Right, I'm going to keep the music on, but have it on low. Keep in mind, Phil said as well he was going to check his members, I think, before starting gameplay. So that might get some more words in the boards, like, he might say crowdfunded, he might say drama. He could say anything, essentially. I have to wait and see. I think Godot keep stream after the video's up. Jesus Christ, midnight. I mean, if you want to do it, I'll go for it, man. I won't stop you. If I can do anything to help, just let me know. I might have all these like winning bingo cards saved, so if I had a way of sending all these cards to you, I don't know if that would help make it easier. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I have these saved in my computer. Although, yeah, I could actually do that to you if you wanted. If you wanted me to send all these cards to you, just so you see all the winning cards in like one easy location. But if you can get in touch with me or whatever, and we'll figure out something. I guess if you want me to try and help. You want to do it all by yourself, like, you just have trust the process to you if you want, but if I can help, let me know. I'm just glad that they I know it's a dumb kind of wee idea just to play bingo with Bill's pre-stream, but I'm just glad it's kind of semi-popular enough for people to enjoy it as well. I just like the idea of being a bit different with what I do. Like, there's not a lot of our detractors, for example, that actually sing dumb DSP songs. Like Meerkat makes amazing stuff. Obviously he's making his own music and he's manipulating like Phil's voice and sometimes Wing's voice and all that. And it's the same with other people as well, the kind of music they make. I'm one of the dafties that actually sing myself. I don't even sing that well, I just enjoy doing it. It's the same with bingo, you know, I just kind of thought it was a clever wee idea and nobody else is doing it. It's just a way of trying to make his pre-streams more endurable. Leave the updated words you used in Generator 2 for meta, like your notepad. Yeah, I'm actually going to add back in Choose Nails. I've been moved up before and I regret it.
It's a lovely day to teabag a zombie.
I've got it saved.
It's a lovely day to teabag a zombie.
The thing is, he doesn't actually say Twitter a huge amount these days, I feel. At least not in the pre-streams. Oh, Phil's back, I think. So pay attention, guys. We might get some.
Guys, I'm back. Let's get started. Let's do this. I wonder how bad I'm going to be at this. Seriously, I really strongly wonder how bad I'm going to be. Actually, during the break, I got a thumbnail for the stream. I just want to add that fast. If you guys don't mind, I want to add it so the stream has the cool Castlevania thumbnail. All right, and then we'll start. Hold on.
Let me very quickly check while he's doing that. What were you saying? I hate to say it. I actually added that today. DJ. I actually added it today. It was the most recent one added. It's not on his card, but I added that today before we generated the cards. So it is a new one, and it's technically right, but it has been added today. Hate to say it's on there, definitely. Ooh. And you just burped in the background, I can hear. Fantastic. Thanks for the suggestion. I always do appreciate suggestions, people suggesting things. I think I'm going to move Twitter. Would people object to me moving Twitter? He does not really say it in pre-streams anymore. Yeah, and Twitch might be the same thing. He's adding a thumbnail, by the way. He got a thumbnail during the break. So he's adding it now to his stream. Nice, man. My throat's going. You can definitely tell my throat's going a wee bit, fuck's sake. I'm not well. It's funny, I was on a call today at work, and they could just tell straight away. I was like, "Are you sick, John?" I was like, yeah, I'm sick.
Okay.
Right, he's back.
Can you guys see the thumbnail I just added to the stream? I hope it looks cool.
Don't care about the thumbnail.
I appreciate the person who made that for me on the fly. Very nice. Was there any contributions during the break? No tips. The only tip from today is 2 hours ago from Rob on Wheels, and I appreciate that, Rob. Jean Cousteau did a super chat saying, "Hello, I'm back from the mountains. I'm a monk. I became selfless and charitable. Take these noble dollars." I'm pretty sure monks don't say dollars. But thank you, Jean, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Or is it Jean? Like Jean Cousteau. Hut. Jean Cousteau. Okay. You ready?
Let's make the end, guys.
Here we go.
YouTube knows where to start.
And this is probably why these games are not on Switch Online, because they made this collection, and they want people to buy this collection rather than play the classics on Switch Online, which is kind of unfortunate.
He's not recording yet.
What's up, Jade? How you doing? Love it. Okay. Here's all the classics. Oh, wow. I never played the Game Boys. Castlevania Bloodlines, Castlevania The New Generation? Is it the same game? Because I played Bloodlines, but I didn't play a game that was called The New Generation. Unless it was just called that in a different territory, right? Sometimes they do that. They have different names depending on where the game is. So maybe it was called that in like Europe, but in the United States it was called Bloodlines.
Thanks for those subs, guys.
Probably. That's probably what it is. Kid Dracula.
I was listening hard.
This is not a Castlevania game, by the way. They just tossed it in this collection. A bonus book. And the bonus Japanese versions. Oh, wow. So you can play, yeah, Japanese Castlevania, all of them, pretty much. Yeah, they have them all. It was actually called Vampire Killer in Japan, Castlevania Bloodlines. That's interesting. You play all the original Japanese versions, huh? Huh. Alright. Anyway, thank you to $2 who just tipped me $10. What's interesting, a $2 tip to $10.
Nah, Jason, no. Once the gameplay starts, I'm done. I'm feeling quite crap.
Thank you for that. We're now up to $15
There's
a tip.
restreams, though. There's a raw DDM. There's Dark Days Mirror. If you want to see him play the game.
Alright, you guys ready? Here we go. Let's start recording.
When pre-stream. Yeah, that's him doing it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome.
Fuck off, Phil. Okay, Phil, starting recording. We are finished with our bingo. We've got 2 times bingo success here. First one came very quickly with Touch His Face, Variety, Snort, Leg Slap, and a Years Ago Story. Can't believe how fast that one came. It was like 10 minutes or something that one came in. And then we eventually got the second one from the bottom left to the top right diagonal. Dumb close-up soundboard, Snort, Positive, and Behind the Scenes. We got very close to getting more bingos. If he said I Would Argue, or Derail, or Twitter, or Drama, we'd have got another one, but to be able, it's just the way it goes sometimes. Sometimes I just won't say it. And who knows, maybe Twitter and Twitch will get removed from future bingo cards, who knows. I'm definitely keeping Drama and I Would Argue, but we'll see. We can go over it next time, and we'll see if we need to remove anything or add anything, whatever. I'm going to call things out, guys. Thank you very much again. I've had a crazy amount of support lately, a lot of subscriptions lately as well, taking me over 1,000, and I'm almost at 1,100 now, which is fucking scary. It gets a lot of support coming in thick and fast. I really appreciate it. So thank you very much, guys. And thank you very much as well again to Give Blood, Profit, and Crazy Kevin Castro for the super chats. Give Blood wants me to buy tea cakes. Profit wants me to buy some weed. Crazy Kevin sent I think it was a super sticker because of the sunglasses guy. But I greatly appreciate all the contributions, guys. I'm happy to get anything. I'm not going to be like Phil and say, hey, tips help me more than anything. I'm not going to be like a guy at all. I I work a normal job anyway, 8 o'clock till 4 o'clock, you know, Monday to Friday. I do this for fun. Anything you give me is greatly appreciated. You don't need to do it, you know, so I do appreciate the random contributions. And yeah, if people enjoy what I'm doing, I'll keep doing it for sure. And we'll try and think of ways to try and turn this bingo game into maybe a bit of a, if the bingo cards do well, it'd be great if I can give back some of that, some money and rewards and prizes to you guys in future. We'll see if we can get something like that worked out. But yeah, I'm going to end things there, guys. Hopefully I'll be healthier tomorrow. I still plan to do the bingo regardless, unless I'm just feeling like my head's killing me or something. If my head's just like destroyed, like that's I don't think I'll be able to endure Phil. We'll see though. But yeah, I hope you have a good one. Remember, if you want to see Phil play this, there's like Raw DDM, there's Dark Days Mirror as well. I don't know if anyone else is restreaming it, but yeah, just I'm sure if you just type in DSP and search and look for live footage, you'll find something. But I'm going to end things there. Thank you very much, guys, once more, and I'll hopefully catch you tomorrow. Peace out.